Got a couple of books too, right? I want to ask you again.
Yeah. Okay.
So he knows how.
Hold on. So we started the show right now. I'm going to start the intro right now. So we're going to go ahead and mute Fritz, and then once Priest introduces you, you'll be unmuted and we'll be rocking. So here we go, starting the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, we build on topics, whether conscious or cosmic. It's never nonsense, mega levels are microscopic. It's a Killah Priest project, AD control the rocket. Before we land the plane, many things we engage and explain. The unexplained, without mask. Welcome to the Killah Priest podcast. Killah Priest podcast.
Yeah. 1 2 1 2. Ready on the microphone. Reciting poems, striking domes. You hear frightening moans of horror. What up? What up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Killah Priest. I am your host. This is Killah Priest Podcraft. I am your host, the Iron Sheik, Lord Son, Machiavelli, this Brother Glow, Brother Glow. There's a couple more. Leo Angel. A couple more, man. Well, welcome to the Podcraft. I'm your host, Killah Priest. Running the rock is none other than AD A Dizzle.
What's going on? Welcome back. It's going to be a wild show. You already know. Let's go.
By my side is the lovely, y'all all know her, and she's on point.
Myeoshe Marie. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Excited.
Peace and love to y'all. And let's shout out to our Oracle and we got the Oracle and we have our architects. I usually write it down, man, because there's a lot to say, man. I should just do this spill. But we have the Rocketeers and we have the Craftsmen in the building, man. So shout out to everyone and welcome to the Killah Priest Podcraft. It's going to be a crazy day. First, I want to start with this. Where are we? And I'm going to go to you, Miss Myeoshe. Where are we in the retrograde shadow phase? Are we done, or are we still dealing with what's going on?
I believe Saturday's the last day.
Saturday's the last day.
Saturday's the last day, right, AD?
Sunday, technically, but yeah.
Sunday, our astrologist.
Yeah. Astro enthusiast.
Yeah, for sure. He know for sure. So Sunday.
Yeah.
We're going to be out of shadow phase. And then you said what's coming after we out of shadow phase?
Then we'll be direct.
Okay.
As far as that goes. I can't speak on Mars or anything, but I do know that you already gonna notice some things moving forward. Like today, we just cleared up a little misunderstanding with some things. You know what I'm saying? So misunderstandings are gonna be fixed. You're gonna get more communication. Phone calls are gonna happen more. You're gonna get people calling to get processes moving. You're gonna notice forward motion because the past month and a half has been stagnant. You'll notice things have been slowing down, less communication, misunderstandings, late payments, late checks, bounce checks, you know what I'm saying? All kinds of just, traffic, basically, congestion. So you're going to notice already this week, if you haven't already, that things are clearing up. Communication is increasing. Misunderstandings are being cleared up. And you're also going to notice yourself making decisions better. So
I agree with that.
Yeah, that's right.
I had a hard conversation yesterday with a sibling, and I agree with that. Yeah. And like you said, misunderstandings and communication, having hard conversations. So yeah, and that was pretty wild. So yeah,
things become more clear.
Yeah, things are coming more clear. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I could dig that.
For real, it's the most noticeable astronomical phenomena, I think, with the retrograde. So
it's kind of like a let up.
Yeah. I love it. So much better. I feel better.
Why is that? Why? I'm glad that we have to go, but why do we have to go through certain things, man?
It's cyclical. It's like, why do we have to have thunderstorms?
Right.
It's natural.
Embracing it, right?
Yeah.
Growth.
That's the part.
Growth, change.
Yeah.
Change
exactly.
Is inevitable. So
I've learned that when we go through situations that is here to teach us, like we take things too personal, and we take it to ourselves and things like that. When I know what it taught me. I mean, going through something taught me to like stand up, humanize. Be you know, we on the planet. We gotta understand what the planet is about. And I know that Mercury spins, and there's other planets out in the galaxy, and they're spinning. It's working. Everything's working. Nature is working, and we're living on a living being. You know what I'm saying? And it's like it's teaching me to go for it. Go for your dreams too. Don't ever let nothing stop you from your dreams.
For sure. I can definitely agree with that.
This system taught us so much bullcrap, lying to us for years. We talk about this a lot. Many of y'all know that. And we kind of like internalize it. We don't keep it out. We don't speak enough. And we don't get it out.
Right.
And just tell the truth. Truth. I like to say
hurts.
truth. Yeah, the truth hurts.
Yeah.
And having these conversations is real. But it's like when it's just finding that dark spot. You know, that spot that me, yourself, and just being open with yourself and just saying, okay, because you could do it at your own leisure time. You don't have to do it for the world can see you. You do it, you find your little spot, and then you get it done right then and there. And that's why I love the show, because we have people that come on, like last show. Let's give it last show was hilarious. Yo, it was crazy. Very informative.
Very informative.
Crazy.
Very different.
Very different. Smoldering rocks. Let me look at this. And then, but some of the things I never heard before.
Never. I still have questions, though.
Yeah, I'll take some of that. I've heard something, but never to that extreme.
No, it was new information to me, and I still have a lot of questions.
You do?
Yeah, for sure.
But you're not convinced yet?
Definitely not convinced.
Come on, Myeoshe.
Are you convinced?
There's a lot of information out there. You're supposed to be convinced.
No,
totally.
Not.
We need you fully in there. I mean, this is about. I was gonna say brainwashing. No, but it's like you take it, you wait, you take the good, you take the bad, you take it along, and then you have the facts of life.
Just a lot of
Vinny B. Shout out to Vinny, man.
What up, Vinny?
But we're gonna have some great guests today, man. So today we're gonna have Vinny's coming back to join us, and we're gonna have Fritz Springmeier. I can't wait for this because every day, every time we do the Rocket, and let me say this straight, we do the Rocket only twice a week. We don't do it every day like everybody else. But when we come hard, and we make sure that, the information is out, and it's up to y'all to take down the information so we can get it back together.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Chris. It's a nice t-shirt. I forget what I'm wearing today. But I know this. Shout out to Josh and Megan. Okay. You know what I mean? This is the Sumerian. That's right. Kemet and Babylonians. They asked me, was I Canaan? They made this for me, Josh and them, Megan, and they gave it to me as a gift. And I want to say thank you. This is Rudraksha beads. This is made out of sandalwood.
Okay.
Getting bougie. You know what I mean? What's it they said? We only talked about empty buildings. Man, y'all, the Myeosheology don't even talk. Yo, y'all are so funny. And I've seen a couple of y'all out there. Who was that? Chris G. Shout out to Chris G, man. Make sure y'all hit the super chat, man, because we're going to do it up. We're going to show them that if you really care, and show them that y'all care over here at Killah Priest Podcraft, man. Let's not go out like that. Let's make them see that y'all care about the subject matters and that y'all supporting what we doing. Because what we doing, we bringing out new music. Shout out to everybody. I got a new video coming soon too.
Yes.
The new video coming from Mother. It's called Brother's Letter. We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get into that. Right now we got the it's so much stuff, man. I even gotta look. What we got? We have the Brother's Letter. What's it, Fox? I want to talk about Foxes, but we got Comprehending Light that's out right now. And a lot of people want that on the album, AD. Shit, I got to talk to Jordan. Jordan, yo, I've listened to the album last night. I was like, man, yeah. Shout out to Jordan. I'm blessed to work with so many great producers, such as Jordan Riverbanks, Fourth Disciple, True Master. That's my crew right there. Okay. I think we could do an album, just us and God's Wrath also.
Okay.
And shout out to Joakim too, man. And everybody who's helped on Heavy Mental. And AD, you going to start coming with beats too, right?
Yeah. Now that I have time again, absolutely.
I'm in the zone. People are like, and I'm going to tell you what's motivating me is brothers like Knowledge Born.
Okay.
And all the brothers,
Shy.
Yeah, Jay. Yep, exactly.
Jay.
Say it right.
Oh yeah, Jay.
Come on. Are you,
DJ.
You been drinking?
No, no, not at all. DJ One Arm Assassin.
I don't know. Sometimes.
And, whatever. And then my other guy, what was his name? With the dreads.
Oh, Son.
Yes, yeah. Son.
Yeah, Son the Great.
Son the Great.
Son the Great. And also, y'all too, everyone at the in the chat room that comes through. I want to shout y'all out and let y'all know. And also the Royal Priesthood. Kai Zodiac, K9, L the Infinite. And I did this song for them, him and Kambada. We'll get Kambada down with us, yo, man. I think we might as well just take over because we have so much talent, and these MCs are really incredible. Each MC, I want to let y'all know that y'all on another level, and we're going to do this as a collective. And Ty Phoenix.
She's hard. She's dope.
She's dope, man. Lil Da Vinci hit me with something.
Yeah, Lil Da Vinci's dope, too.
Yeah. I'm talking about MCs on a higher echelon. We got producers such as Mark Abuda, Voltage.
M.O.B., what up, Voltage?
Yeah. You going to finish that Pressure song?
Hey, I told him to holler at me.
Yeah. And we got Guam.
What up, Guam?
Yeah, we got to put Guam. We got Guam down with us. Man, let me tell you, man, the Podcraft got so much. And I heard Jody Southworth, she said she got something that her and little Da Vinci was working on. Very interested in hearing that. Very interesting. It's you, little Da Vinci, and somebody else. I forgot. It's Jody. What is Jody doing? Are you a poet? I don't know, Jody. I know. That's dope. Peace to the craft, Jody Southworth. I didn't know Jody was a poet. Are you a poet or MC? Singer could be anything.
She's a poet and you didn't know it.
Well, she's going to show it. Yeah, I can't wait to... Your turn, Myeoshe.
I had something, then I just left it alone.
Okay. Pressure?
Yeah, Pressure.
Oh, and Black Diamond. Yeah, straight up, Black Diamond. That's another Leo brother.
Okay.
And let me tell you, Black Diamond is a dope MC. He was at the show, but we know each other for a long time. I call him Barry White. But Black Diamond is definitely with Royal Priesthood. And I can't wait to get up in here. Shout out, y'all. I see y'all coming in the building faster now. That's good. That's a good thing. It's making me feel better about myself. Been low self-esteem. You know what I mean? But it's a good thing because we've been down and we started picking up each other. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole thing. You tell us something before I bring on the guest because I want to get into this. And I know that it's about to be some heavy stuff.
I'm excited.
Right before we do that, I'm going to throw it all on you. What's been going on with Myeoshe?
And I'm throwing it right back. You know, I talk as I go. Like, you know, I'm just excited. I'm here feeling the vibes and everything. I'm just excited for our new guest and excited to hear what you have to say.
Good old-fashioned frozen.
Yeah, good old-fashioned.
Nothing wrong with stage fright.
It ain't stage fright.
I know. You great. Be great. All right. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, first I'm going to introduce you know who, and he's been on the show for a lot. He was here last time. It was hilarious. Jesse was one of the fun, man. That's one of the. We got to go back and check out that whole Podcraft and do a reenactment of that. Check that out. Vinny, what's up, Vinny?
Killah.
Yo,
Yeah,
and
that show was fun. A lot of feedback Monday. So
I got a lot of feedback.
Go
ahead. I'm sorry to cut you off.
Since I gave that side of it, I've actually been working on a counter, like the opposite, to where I feel the best mud fossil expert for people who maybe know of Roger from Mud University. So Mud Fossil University. Yeah, this guy's awesome. A lot of people probably know of him. Big channel, great researcher. So working on that as like the part 2 to the Jerry thing. That was a fun show Monday.
All right. So what about he's going to be talking about mud?
That's the expert I'm trying for next week for you. Yeah, Roger, Mud Fossil University. Right, well, I'm sure.
Okay. Nah, I mean, listen.
The fire guy will have the mud guy.
Yeah, we got the fire. Yeah, fire, Smolten. We got to get them together and do a whole podcast together. And we might do a versus.
Oh, that would be hard.
Yeah, mud, fire.
That's what I mean, you know.
We need earth, wind, and fire. For real.
But I want to thank you again. Thank you and the audience, the AD, Myeoshe, everybody involved. This platform, Killah. I'm really excited. The guest tonight, Fritz Springmeier. I just want to real quick before we let him on. For people who might not have known about Fritz, Fritz is an absolute legend. I mean, since the 90s. To me, I've told my story of 9/11 was my waking up. My hero was Bill Cooper and Fritz Springmeier. Those were the two guys that, and at the time, Fritz was in jail. We could get in, he could talk about that later, but Fritz had the government, set him up and he had to do some time. And I remember I just couldn't wait. And I always was like, if I could just talk to one person, because Bill was already dead. So all I ever wanted to do was talk to Fritz. And when I started that show 10 years ago, someone was like, hey, do you know Fritz was on Alex Jones? So I guess when Fritz finally got out, he went on Alex Jones. And then me and him were able to connect. And he came on my show. And that's when, our show did really big. And Fritz helped out my show. 10 years ago, we've stayed friends. And I mean friends, like I talked to Fritz's wife. She's awesome. We talk about our children. Fritz is a genuine great guy and an absolute legend. People always talk about Illuminati or Illuminati Bloodlines. This basically all that information, it came from Fritz's book in 1995 called Illuminati Bloodlines. My show. He was friends with John Todd, Kathy O'Brien. For people who don't know, John Todd was the guy who, his family was the Collins family, and he was in charge of Zodiac Productions. All the rock concerts and everything were through this guy and his family. He was friends with a lot of these rock stars and would talk and came out and talked about Satanism and all this stuff going on. This all went back to John Todd. Kathy O'Brien was talking about Hillary Clinton and the Illuminati and the abuse that was done to some of these people. And it was Fritz Springmeier who was working with them. Absolute legend. He doesn't, do a lot of shows. He's a busy man. He's got a new wife and children that he's, the past couple of years. So, I was really excited when Fritz had time to come on tonight. I'm sure you and the audience and people are gonna have a lot of questions.
I'm excited.
Illuminati Bloodline. Yeah, so all your Illuminati Bloodline questions and all that. I mean, here is the legend. Fritz, tried to give you the best introduction I could, and it was all true. Love you, and you're a great guy, Fritz. Excited you're here.
Ladies and gentlemen, Fritz Springmeier. Yo. What's up, my man?
Maybe he's on mute still.
Fritz, go ahead and click the unmute button.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
There you are, Fritz.
So, Killah Priest and Vinny, I want to thank both of you for having me on. That was nice introduction there, Vinny. I might just say a few more words about myself because this audience that we're speaking to may not be very familiar with me. So I
You'll be
started
surprised.
I started exposing the New World Order in 1990, back when it wasn't in everybody's face like it is now. And I wrote a 7-book series on the Illuminati: the who, what, where, how, when. And the who was Bloodlines of the Illuminati. That's what that book was. But there were other books. There were actually 3 books on the trauma-based mind control that Kathy O'Brien suffered.
Wow.
So that's a little bit about me. And some people nicknamed me Mr. Illuminati because I was the one who exposed who these people were. And I got a break. I had been researching for a number of years, looking from the outside in, because I was never a member of that organization. But then there were 4 women that were teamed together, and they became a support team. They had been teamed together in the Illuminati, and then they were trying to get out, and they were helping each other get out. And a friend of mine who knew how much I had researched the Illuminati, and he was a people person, he was walking by them, and he heard them say the word Illuminati. And so he turned around and he goes, "Hey, if you're interested in the Illuminati, you got to talk to my friend, Fritz Springmeier. He knows all about it." Well, these were members of the Illuminati. So by bringing them into my life, I was able to see the organization from the inside. And so since then, I've also visited and worked with a lot of other insiders. So I have a pretty good picture of what it's like from the inside. So that's a little bit about me. And then, like Vinny said, I was hauled off to federal prison. And that's interesting because that kind of pertains to some of the things that I would like to talk about. I guess while I'm on the subject of prisons, one of the things that you see in prisons is you have your different gangs and you have your different races, and they solidify as groups. And it's sort of like out here in the world where we have different countries. What's interesting is the shot callers. Now, this is my perspective. Some other people may have seen it different when they were in, but the shot callers are talked to by the prison staff. In other words, the prison staff like to have everybody divided, and they like it that the different races and the different gangs. You have to leave. Sorry, that's mine for you.
It's okay. Let's get a shine on.
So the same thing. Some people have referred to this world as a prison planet. The Illuminati like to divide us, divide and conquer. So I'm going to be talking some about how they're dividing us. I want to talk about genocide, because at the top of their agenda is genocide. So that's a pretty heavy duty topic, but it's something that needs to be brought out because there's a lot of division. I'm sure that even within your listeners, there's a lot of division. We have to quit fighting amongst each other and realize that the whole human race is on the edge of extinction. They really, believe me, people, I know what the Illuminati think and what they plan, and they want to get rid of normal people. And you probably heard of the Great Reset and Klaus Schwab and his fourth industrial revolution, and how they have all these buzzwords, build back better, stakeholder capitalism, blah, blah, blah. They've got all of these little buzzwords. But bottom line is this program or this agenda by these people is to eliminate humans as we know them and really replace us with controlled cyborg slaves. And that's where we're headed. And so don't be afraid to buck the system. They have us collectively at the edge of a cliff. So don't worry about fighting back because they're about ready to push us off the cliff. You know what I mean? So that's where we're at. Probably some of your viewers know that the CIA research company said they projected that in 2025, there would be 65 million Americans. Well, we have over 325 million Americans right now. So that means a lot of Americans have to disappear, have to die between now and 2025 for that prediction to hold true. So you can speculate. I'll let you speculate how they're going to do that. I mean, I could say my own.
Yeah, explosions and the so-called world disaster. I mean, shooting up movie theaters and just that's just a small inkling, but it's a couple of things that have been going on that
exactly
we've been looking at.
So
and you never see these guys no more. Go ahead.
I'm going to give a little history lesson here because it pertains to something that's coming down the pipe for all of us. At least that it's planned. Of course, all I can do is say these things are planned. I can't say for sure when they're going to be implemented. These things that are happening now, I was talking about in the 90s, but the timing was off. I was listening to my insider say what date it was going to be, what the timing was, and they had to put it off. Maybe I contributed to them putting their agenda, delaying it or something, but it got delayed. We got about 16 years delayed there. But anyway, there's a country in Africa called Rwanda, and there were two major tribes there, the Hutu and the Tutsi. Mm-hmm. And over the years, animosity had built up. And then the catalyst to create this great genocide that took place was the Hutu president was killed, and the Hutus were upset. Well, here's the crux of the matter, is that they discovered many years ago the brain frequency that can take anger and elevate it to homicidal anger. So if you're really angry and you're hit with this it's a very specific brainwave, and you're hit with that, you just go berserk and want to kill. And the CIA flew a C-130 over the Hutus, crowds of Hutus on different days, and they beamed this into them. And it worked. It took them from being angry to homicidal rage. Wow. And they took machetes. They also had a few guns, a few rifles, and they genocided the Tutsi. And the number that they killed, men, women, children, some people say 600,000. Rhonda says it was 1 million. At any rate, it was a lot of people that got genocided. And it's been an open secret with the intelligence agencies that the CIA did this. Now, the general public doesn't know this, but it was called Operation Crimson Mist. Okay. And what they have been doing these last few years, and your audience will know what I'm talking about, they have been polarizing Americans. I was born back in the 50s, and I have never seen this country polarized like this. Usually in the past, Americans were like, okay, we'll agree to disagree. No, now the issues, there's no middle ground. Trump supporter or anti-Trump person, there's no middle ground. Abortionist, anti-abortionist, no middle ground, and then on gender, there's no middle ground. On race, there's no middle ground. this country is polarized, and they couldn't take our guns away. So what they plan to do is have us turn our guns on each other. And you could even call this a civil war, what they're planning. And and probably a lot of your audience knows that people like Bill Gates, they war game this stuff out. They know it's coming because they're part of the group that's planning it, right? Let me just clarify for your listeners out there. Bill Gates is an Illuminati member. George Soros is an Illuminati member. Okay. And Klaus Schwab of the Davos group. He's an Illuminati member. So Bill Gates has said that the polarization in the United States may end it all, and that it could bring on civil war. Well, yeah. Why is he predicting that? Well, because he's part of the group that's planning and trying to implement it. So you go to mainstream media, and your listeners know how we've been lied to by mainstream media. And Time Magazine wrote an article, why is United States polarized? So they said race, they said capitalism, and then they said social media algorithm. Okay, well, I'm going to say that that's bogus. I'll tell you what's really causing the polarization. First is mainstream media. Every chance they get, they hammer in to divide us. And then you've got people like Soros that are funding groups like Antifa so that we can have violence in our streets. And then here's a group that people are probably not thinking about, but the Federal Reserve is polarizing us in a large way. Here's what's happening, Killah Priest. Yeah. And a lot of people are unaware of this. So I want to blow the lid off of this. By the way, the Federal Reserve is a private organization. And when I was giving talks back in the 90s, I was giving membership list of their board, the top stockholders of the Federal Reserve was created by these Illuminati kingpins, and they run it. It's a private organization. In fact, when I was going through federal law cases, I even came across this one federal law case where the judge in open court he tells the defendant, he says, that the Federal Reserve is a private organization. It's not part of the federal government. It was right there in the federal law book. So what is the Federal Reserve doing? They are very secretly shuffling trillions of dollars into particular companies that the elite, these Illuminati elitists, the cabal, they have lots of stock in. So it makes those stockholders extremely rich. But then there are other things that they're doing are going to destroy the middle class. So we're seeing the middle class being destroyed, and we're watching the impoverishment of a large share mainstream America while the elite get richer. That's what's going on. And so that's one of the polarizations that we have here.
I have a question.
Pardon me?
I have a question. What do you think about Elon Musk and his new venture he has coming in 2023?
Elon Musk is one of those people that, like so many characters out there, you see some good, you see some bad, but the bottom line is he's part of the cabal.
Okay.
And he's been working on the third alternative, which is for humanity to go to Mars and colonize Mars and escape this planet when it destroys itself. There were two other alternatives. One was depopulation, and alternative 3 is the one he's working on. And then the second alternative is to build underground bases. And back in the 90s, I exposed most of the 140. At that time, they had 140 deep underground military bases. And so they have built a lot of underground structures for them to go hide in if they destroy the surface of the planet.
Yeah, the nicknames were dumb, right?
Pardon me?
Dumb, deep under. The nickname was dumb, right? Deep underground military bases. Dumb.
Yeah, deep underground military bases.
Wow.
Dumb. Yeah, and that's been interesting. I've tried
That's
to
crazy.
investigate. And some of my witnesses, Illuminati insiders, for instance, many years ago, Cisco, who I worked with extensively, her father was a Grand Master, took her to Dulce underground base, and they went down a number of levels, and they were actually producing people there that were in glass cages. And he said, don't you ever think when you see someone in public that you know who you're seeing. In other words, they've been creating doubles. They've been creating synthetic robotoids. They have been creating these kind of things for all of these top figures. So Hillary has a whole lot of doubles. You know, Putin, I don't know what model of Putin we're on. If you go back to World War II, Hitler had his doubles, Churchill had his doubles, even General Montgomery of the British forces had his double. So this has been going on a long time. But this goes along with something else that the Illuminati kingpins have said. The whole world is a stage, and they are creating the actors that come onto the stage and create controlled conflict. So like Hitler was controlled by them. My book, Bloodlines of the Illuminati, show how Hitler's grandmother had worked for the Rothschilds and got impregnated. Hitler was secretly a Rothschild.
Wow.
Yeah, I confronted Jacob Rothschild with that, and he just laughed at me. But anyway,
Wow.
whatever that means, he just laughed at it. Anyway,
What you said?
pardon me?
What you just said? You said we laughed at it?
I said that I had confronted this Illuminati Rothschild kingpin, that Hitler was a Rothschild, to see what his reaction was. And his reaction was he just laughed.
Well,
So
nobody asks questions. Go ahead. Nobody asks questions, man. Go ahead.
So there's a couple things then that I want to emphasize along this path that I'm going. And that is, since 2020, we have seen how a lot of our fellow local citizens are willing to enforce the narrative that's being pushed. And likewise, if we go to World War II, I'm gonna talk about one particular aspect to show you what we're up against. I could ask the question, how many SS troopers did it take to move thousands of Jews out of the Warsaw Ghetto? Now, periodically, the Nazis would decide, we're going to move, 1,500 Jews. We're going to move this many out of the Warsaw Ghetto, load them onto trains. Now, how many SS officers would it take to do that? Well, you would be surprised in researching all of this. Generally, it took like around 6. And the reason why is you had Jewish police in the ghetto that would do all the dirty work. And they would go and placate the Jews and say, okay, you're just being moved to a better location, pack up a couple bags, stay calm, and they would bring them to this train station, and then there would be a few Nazi SS, maybe walking a German Shepherd or something with their gun, but it took very few. And this is the situation that we are in today, is when you go back and look at 2020, you see how easy it is to bring in any agenda. And we need to think differently than that. And so there's another incident in World War II that I want to bring out, which is not well known. And it's the Rosenstrasse demonstration or protest. I don't know. Are you all familiar with that? Well,
No.
let me tell you about it.
We can get to it. Yeah, let's go get to it.
Everybody should know about this because this is absolutely incredible. So in February and March 1943, this was right after Stalingrad, the Germans' first major defeat, Stalingrad. The Gestapo and the SS decided to round up the last batch of Jews in Berlin, and they started rounding them up. It was called Fabrikaktion because they went into the factories, and these people thought because they were working in the factories, these Jews were married to German wives. They were working hard for the Third Reich. They were keeping their noses clean. They thought that, okay, because I'm keeping my nose clean and I'm working hard for the German government in their factories, that I'm safe. Well, they came in and pulled these people out of the factories to take them to places like Dachau. And the women in Berlin went berserk. A lot of these women were married to these Jews, but there were a lot of other housewives too. And they went to the headquarters of the Gestapo and they started screaming, "Gebt uns unsere Männer wieder," which means give us our men back. You know, and they were screaming that, and all of Berlin could hear them because this was in the center of Berlin. And the Nazis didn't know what to do. They were just like shocked. You know, what are they going to do? Take machine guns and mow down thousands of women? And the SS would bring out a machine gun on a tripod outside of the building, and they would point it at the women and fire off some rounds. The women, like little mice, would scurry off, but as soon as the machine gun was packed away, they'd come right back and start screaming. And everybody was hearing all this. You know what happened? This was a spontaneous protest. It was not organized. It was grassroots entirely. The Nazis did not know how to handle it, so they released 1,800 men that they had there, 1,800 Jewish men that they had. They also went to Dachau and brought back like 40 Jews that they had already taken to the concentration camp and released them. And a number of these people survived the war. So this Rosenstrasse protest or demonstration actually, and it went on for a whole week, by the way, actually saved people's lives.
Wow.
There's no reason why we can't do the same kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, the problem is people don't get together. It's like we say we're too scared. We don't have the conversations that we need to have. You know, I mean, what do you say about that, Jesse? My bad, Fritz.
Yeah. So I wanted to address that because, like in prison, there you have all your different groups, your gangs and your different races broken up into solid groups, like all the white, certain Latino gang or whatever, and they have shot callers. And the prison staff will work with those shot callers. Okay, so
ballers.
So that's what we're facing is we're facing this divide and conquer thing, and we've got to realize we got to get past these divisions. We got to realize that the human race is at the edge of the cliff. We got to get beyond all this petty bickering that we do. And
I agree with that.
Pardon me?
I agree with you wholeheartedly on that. Too many distractions of stupid, just back and forth debates when they're trying to get us in a hole together to knock us down. So I agree with you on that.
Yeah. Exactly.
Petty Peter.
You know, Fritz, I'll jump in real quick. Fritz, it's funny that you mentioned 2025. That's the year I keep telling everybody. I've been saying it for a long time. 2025. Ayn Rand talked about it in the 50s to 60s, saying the New World Order would be here by the year 2025. You talked about that study that we've heard about, where the population is going to be cut off. To me, this seems like 2020 was the start of Atlas Shrugged. Me and you've talked about this, Fritz. I feel that, like you were saying with the polarizing, I think it'll all match up with 2024. Like you mentioned, Donald Trump and the polarization. I don't know why, but I just keep thinking Donald Trump is going to be coming back, and that that's going to be the thing they use to get everybody to start fighting each other. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah. I'm sorry, bro. I'm with you on that one. That's crazy.
Right.
I
feel like it's going to be the purge with Donald Trump.
DT's coming back like a defensive tackle.
I also have a question for Fritz. So do you think this is all planned because starting this month or the month coming, we're supposed to have a famine. We already are running out of baby formula. Things are starting to happen. Then also, could be another form of genocide too, because if people don't have, things to eat and we can't survive. So is this all planned out, especially with the shortage of water? They say that is happening as well. And also another thing about the shortage of coins is going on lately. Even for me, I've been going to stores and I've been having cash, but they don't have coins. So they're getting rid of money so we can go Bitcoin and all that. But it could be a possibility that when we do that, they can take our money, the middle class. They could really, make our money disappear because they will have control of it.
Yeah, so for the last 30 years, I have been sounding the alarm that surprising as it may sound, that the Illuminati in all their pride are trying to bring on the four horsemen. They're trying to recreate the plagues of the book of Revelations in the Bible. They are actually trying to implement an apocalyptic Armageddon script.
Wow.
And one of the things that I started in 1990 is I started exposing, and there might be a few of you listeners that this steps on their toes, but so be it. This is the truth. And if they go to my books, they'll see I document it. The Watchtower Society, which is the organization behind the Jehovah's Witnesses, it's an Illuminati front. The man who created the Watchtower Society, Charles Taze Russell, he was a Freemason. His wife was a socialist, and the Rothschilds bankrolled them to. And the Russell is one of the Illuminati bloodlines, by the way.
Say that again. What's his name?
Charles Taze Russell. He started the Watchtower Society. The Russells is one of the Illuminati bloodlines. Right. And the Rothschilds funded his new organization that he started, the Watchtower Society.
The Jehovah's Witness guy.
And so what the Illuminati did is they used their front organization, the Watchtower Society, to send people door to door throughout the entire world, warning them of Armageddon. See, they're setting the stage. And if you look at Hollywood, they have all of these movies about disasters and Armageddon and stuff. They're really pushing this agenda. It's not by accident. The Illuminati's trying to create the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse: war, famine, pestilence.
Oh wow,
or
that's
plague,
fire.
or pandemic.
Damn.
And I was warning of pandemics a long time ago, but they told me the kingpins, Illuminati kingpins I talked with, they didn't say pandemic. They said pandemics, plural.
Ooh.
So, yeah, you can swallow that one, people.
Wow.
L. Ron Hubbard, shout out to Demetrius. He said that too. They all
And
down with it.
famine is one of the 4 horsemen, you know.
Wow.
But if you look at there, the wine, the alcohol is not going to be touched.
Right.
In other words, luxury items won't be touched, which is the way it was in the Depression. Luxury items like Cadillacs continued to sell very well. It was everything else that the middle class and the poor people needed, who didn't have any money, that didn't sell well.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's planned. And not only that, but I'm going to go so far as to say, from what I can see and tell, these last 3 years, we've had a drought. There's been a drought in North America, drought in Africa, drought in Europe, drought in Asia. The crops have been severely limited, and that's weather modification. So they're creating this. I expect that we're going to have a cold winter in Europe. Why? Because they're having an energy crisis. I mean, it's a real simple formula in my mind. If you have abundant energy, you have a good economy. If you have rare, expensive energy, you're going to have a bad economy. Europe, guess what? They're going to have a bad economy. I don't see how they're going to come collapsing this winter. And that's going to stress us out too. But they have been doing, the elite have been doing everything they can to stress the food supply out.
Wow.
And we have a weather modification bureau in the United States as well in a lot of other countries, and they haven't been cloud seeding and stopping these droughts. So the farmers crop, you go crop by crop, you know, tomato, wheat, milo, corn, you go crop by crop, the percentages are down.
Yeah.
They're down. And so, yeah, we're looking at some hard times food-wise. But I told my wife, half of the food in this country is wasted. If Americans would just quit wasting food, we'd probably have enough, even if we lack, even if the percentages are down, we might still have enough if people would take care of what they have.
Wow.
You know, you've probably been to restaurants and you see people order something, eat it, and throw the whole plate away. Yeah, we throw away half of our food, or waste half of it in this country. So we might do better than the Illuminati expect.
Music was great.
So I'm gonna say a few positive things here. Vinny encouraged me to do 2 hours, so if you want me back for a second hour, I'll be here. But I'm going to say a few things to encourage our listeners. It's not all gloom and doom. Evil contains the seed of its own destruction, and light is more powerful than darkness. Think about it, people. You turn on a flashlight. Now, what does the light have to do to conquer the darkness? Nothing. It's just naturally more powerful. You take the moral high ground. If you take the moral high ground, there's a lot of power there. I'll give you just a example. So I'm working and this lady comes and takes something of mine, you know, and I walked over to her and I grabbed it and I said, "That's mine," and I took it back. Did she have any strength in holding it? No, she just let me take it. Why? Because I had the moral high ground. It wasn't hers, and she knew it. You know, you take the moral high ground, And there's a lot of power in that. So don't cringe. You know, though the people that are in the audience that have been down and done time, a lot of them have probably learned not to be weak-kneed and namby-pamby. They've learned, you know, buck up and be a man, you know, and that's what we need to do. People need to have some courage.
Take control.
You know, if you read the scriptures, they're constantly talking to people to have courage.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And if you even look deeper, the weak ones, it says, let the weak say I'm strong.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's about putting on a whole armor, you know, the whole armor. So it's going to be some type of war because there's no redemption without bloodshed. You know what I'm saying? So, but if you're on the side of the right, you think it correct, then you don't have to worry about all of that. That's
So
I
you're
got kind of dark there, right? But that's what I didn't say. Those are not my words. That's what's in the scriptures.
Yeah, no, that's the scripture. And the word says, you know, don't be fearful, for I have overcome the world.
Exactly. Thank you.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, take heart because I have overcome the
Right.
world. That, you know, that's what Christ said. Exactly. Very good. So before we're all genocided, as we're on the way to genocide, what are some of the nice things that they have planned for us? Well, some of your listeners may know that they already plan for us to eat poop, human feces, and bugs. You know, there's a street saying, you know, eat SHIT and die. Well, that's basically what the elite are telling us. Eat SHIT and die. And I thought that was kind of out there for them to have that on their agenda. But then I got this National Geographic magazine, which had an article of what we're going to eat in the future. And they said, we're going to eat human feces.
Wow.
And then I thought, well, okay, you can say that, but can it be done? And then I discovered there's a Japanese company that's actually learned how to turn human feces into edible protein. Plus, our DARPA, using our tax dollars, has been researching the same thing, how to turn human poop into edible protein. So it's being researched in a number of places in the world, and they already have the technology. Plus, they've already started putting bug protein into our food. So bugs and poop, you know, that's what they're going to give us. That's their attitude towards us.
No.
It's pretty amazing. But, you know,
they regard us as nothing. But I've heard the term sheeple and everything, but that's just it's just not a hand. I mean, it's way out of hand, out of control. What they got in store.
Oh yeah, and sheeple might be a nice word. Really, I would say from learning their mentality that these people can kill, these Illuminati kingpins would kill thousands of people and think nothing more about it than if you were walking on a sidewalk and you stepped on some ants.
Damn.
It means nothing to them. And that's why, and this is probably going to step on some people's feet, but Putin is a member of an Illuminati Lodge. There's 36 lodges. Putin is a member. He's a member with Henry Kissinger, Angela Merkel. Angela Merkel was the person who made Germany dependent on Russian oil and gas. So now they're in trouble because she shut down their other alternative energy sources. And look at the process of what's going on in Russia. What Putin is doing to Russia is not helping Russia. The only people he's helping is Klaus Schwab and the Illuminati's agenda. And that you need to not look at all the little details, which will be contradictory, but you need to look at the process. Like when I'm doing therapy with someone and they're telling me their life story or something, there's going to be a lot of contradictory detail. You know, don't look at the details, look at the process. And what's the process here? He's destroying Russia, and he's like, hey, everything's going to plan. Well, it probably is if you realize that this is what the Great Reset plans are, is, take down the world. So they're stressing out the food supply, they're stressing out the energy supply around the world, and they're stressing everybody out because there might be this nuclear war, which, if it does happen, might aid them in reducing the world's population. And I've been trying to follow the war very closely to see if he's just, if he's just trying to pop off and throw his chest out and scare people, or if there might be something of substance. They're actually, the way things are, he may actually be backed into a corner where he has to use nukes. Wow. And that's not a pretty picture.
So go ahead.
Go ahead. No. Let me give room for other people here.
My question would be, since they stressing out the middle class, what would be some good advice or solutions that we can give to the Podcraft to, help us to be 5-10 steps ahead now that we have this information?
Right. So what I suggest to the listeners, and better than me giving you specific advice, go on YouTube, and there are videos that will show you alternative ways. Like, you can make a heater out of candles, and there's a lot of good advice on these kind of things still on the internet. So go on there and research it yourself. What are some alternative things that you can do if the power grid goes down? What are some ways to well, if you're living in the big city, and I think you all are like down in Brooklyn, right? So,
Los Angeles.
But there still might be ways.
They moved to, they were in LA, but same thing, LA, big city.
There still might be places in the city where you can grow some things, but basically,
look at the homeless. They got.
I mean, we're growing things, but we smoke them right after.
The homeless they gonna kill off.
You just squirrel.
You're pretty well dependent on the supply chain. Good. And so, for people that live in the big city, my advice would be just straight out, and I'm saying this eye to eye to you: get out of the city. The cities are death traps.
Yeah, I agree.
And if you're in the city and things start being rationed, one of the plans that's there is that they'll say, okay, we'll take care of you. We're going to distribute food at the FEMA camp. This is an emergency, so you come to FEMA, and that's not a place I would want to enter. So,
but if you,
yeah, pardon me.
I think they're actually going to use the cities, Fritz. I think they're actually going to use the big cities as they call them, like these smart growth cities. So almost like the FEMA camps now are going to be like these cities that they're building.
Hospitals.
In Manhattan, they're building all these buildings, Fritz, that nobody could pay for. Nobody's moving in, but they're building these giant buildings with everything already in it: a grocery store, a gym.
Like
people won't even leave the building.
Yeah, out here too.
I feel like it might not be the FEMA camp that we thought 10 years ago. Now it looks almost like they're creating this smart city where you're going to be totally surveilled. No money, like you're talking about, Myeoshe, all crypto or digital. And I think that's the new FEMA camp that they're created.
Wow,
hey,
that's
Vinny,
deep.
let me add on. They make you feel comfortable. make you feel comfortable. You don't even want to leave.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
it's like
almost
that here. They're doing it in Inglewood. Every corner you look at is buildings with storefronts at the bottom. Everywhere. It's no more houses or anything in the city of LA, especially Inglewood right now.
So you,
Just be aware
quick.
that Walmart made a contract or whatever you want to call it, an agreement with the government many years ago that the Walmart will be turned over in emergencies to be used as detention centers. And that's why everything in a Walmart can be moved out and the floors cleared, and they can be rearranged into a detention center very quickly. And their inventory software, their software is the same as the military, so that it'll be very easy to convert to making these things into detention centers.
wow.
Also, it was this new thing. I went to the store, and instead of paying with your credit card with a chip, you can basically use your hand if you had a chip in your hand, and that was.
Oh, hell
I've seen that.
That was my first time seeing
I've
that,
seen that.
and that
Yeah,
was
no, that's
crazy
real.
to me.
That's real.
And they've done that in Iran
These-
too. The biometric ID to buy food in Iran, you need it. Yeah, that goes along with the central bank
This is
digital
at Whole
currency that's coming out, and that is what the Bible describes.
I was just about to say in
as marketable.
Revelations.
Yeah, you cannot buy or sell.
You
And
cannot buy or
so
sell unless you had a chip. Mark of the beast.
Central bank digital currency,
Mhm.
if you're not politically correct, or you want to buy more milk than they want you to have, they can stop the purchase.
Damn.
Yeah, they started that. The first time I seen that was during the COVID, when it was when everybody went for the toilet paper. And then it was kind of like lighten up, but you only could buy a certain amount of eggs. It was kind of regulating, and that was just like soft launches. You know what I mean? Just to get us used to the idea. And for those that are woke, because they run everybody running around woke. Need to look at that, because those are plans. I mean, you got to look at those defense, those the chalkboard. You got to go back to the chalkboard.
Yeah,
I
all
wanna-
is in
Killah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Schwab's. He says they're going to fuse the physical, the biological, and the digital IDs of people. This is taking us into cyborgs. It's taking us to, like you say, the computer chip in our hand. This is all in their plan, and we're moving quickly towards it. I want to go back and say something I had neglected to say. It was back when Vinny was talking. I want to tell people the context of what I've been saying for the last hour. We are in the New World Order, people.
Wow.
We are in it. This is the New World Order. And we've been in it since 2021. And that's what they say. And I don't doubt it. And so we're going to see a lot of heavy duty things coming down the pike.
Do you think this was it? Like when they like with this whole thing that with the pandemic, that was it. That was the kind of like floodgate that they just opened up and said, "Yo, look, we're gonna do it all right there." And it's supposed to knock us off, but you know, yourself, you still here. Vinny's still here. AD, Myeoshe still here. The craft room, we still made it through that. They tried to knock off all the first boom. Hey, but you think that was a floodgate, huh? No, is the actors down with this too? Because you know what's funny about the actors? All the actors, they're not doing movies like that no more. Everything's Netflix. You got to stay home. Everything's staying home. Movie theaters are not like it used to be. And it's like...
Killah, the first day of COVID, you had the big Hollywood guys like Tom Hanks, Jesuit from Fordham University, sitting there telling you don't go outside, don't do this and that. You had all the big sellouts, all the big actors, all the people like Fritz says, the Illuminati were all there to sell it. Be afraid, 2 weeks, flatten the curve. Killah, I told you and your audience, this is the reason I came back. I stopped doing shows for a couple years. And I was just, I was tired of talking about 9/11 and all this stuff. But when the thing happened in 2020, day one, I thought of Fritz Springmeier, and I tell people, I swear it was Fritz Springmeier.
Fritz.
And I thought about him talking about Atlas Shrugged and the plan. And I was like, oh my God, this is it. This is Atlas Shrugged. They're going to destroy their own companies, basically Atlas Shrugged is the elite want to stop the world from moving, as they call it. So they just burn their own companies. They destroy everything so nobody could do anything. Everything falls apart. And to me, this is the event. That's why I came back. That's why, I ended up with Johnny and then you. Even when we first talked, you remember, I was like, this is what I want to talk about. This is the big thing,
It's definitely it.
And
Fritz, do you have a moment where you say, do you have a I told you so moment? Slam that. Slam them. I told you. Hey, but we're here now.
It's so
We're actually
heavy duty. It's so heavy duty what I predicted and is happening. I really don't feel like I want to say I told you so. But yes, I did tell people since I didn't start really publicly speaking until about 1992. So yeah, it's been 30 years of me. And now this is right. When I was first talking about this stuff, it's like way out there, but now it's right in people's face.
Oh man.
And
Internet.
Going back to something I said earlier, which I think I should build upon, and that was the need to have courage. See, what is the world what fears are they trying to peddle? What are they trying to make us afraid of? Ask yourself that question, because that's how they stampede us. Now, I live in Kansas now, and if you ever work with cattle, you just raise your arms and you go like this, and that scares them and they go in the opposite direction. That's what they do with us. They're trying to scare us. And if you look in the scriptures, if you look in history, you will find out that these powers that should not be, they use our fears to control us. And they use those fears to manipulate us. So the way it works is like the Nazi Germans were afraid that when the Allies invaded the Pas-de-Calais in France, and when they invaded France, they would invade at Pas-de-Calais. So they put most of their troops there. So the deception that the Allies did, they dropped a body in the Mediterranean that had fake plans. They had some double agents that the Germans thought were reliable agents in the UK send information. They did a lot of things in this double cross program to make the Germans think that the Normandy D-Day invasion was going to be at the Pas-de-Calais, and the Germans held all of their except they had one panzer division, the 20th Panzer Division, in the Normandy area, but all the rest they kept up there in that area or in other areas of France. If those panzers had been there on D-Day, they would have stopped. So anyway, the deception worked. But the point is they took the fear of the Germans and used it against us. The Mossad, MI6, the CIA, they will study your fears and then they will use it against us. The demons will study your fears and use it against you. So, you draw your fears to yourself. If you don't want your fears to happen, then don't fear them, because you're going to draw your fears to you. And that's something important to tell people. You need to step forward and walk in strength and power and God's power, Yah's light, you need to do that. The time for being wimps is over.
Well said. Well said.
Absolutely.
Well put, man. Well put. No, for real, Fritz, you bringing that heat. But we need to hear this. We need to really hear this. And I say this all day. It's like when we building, it's like they have all these new things that's out, and it's just getting worse. So there's no more. I like what you said. You said we are in it. There's no new world order that's coming. This is it. Floodgates was open. Y'all hear that, everyone? I'm just like, floodgates was open on the pandemic, during the pandemic period. They just said, we're going to knock them all out right now. And everybody just ran to the store to get their toilet paper.
Right.
They loaded up with toilet paper. And that shows you where we at as a society.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That we headed down the drain. The toilet. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, that's very interesting. Very interesting.
And how
And
easy
that's
the TV controls us with the fear. What they tell us what to be scared of, and then what to go do about it.
Yeah.
And then we panic.
We got a shout out to Aiken Allen, bro. He's Mr. Springmeier. What's your thoughts on this Sabbatean Jewish leader Jacob Frank and his influence? AD not here, so
And his influence on it. What was it?
You missed it?
Yeah, we missed
I'll
it.
bring it right down.
One of the first groups that Satan captured were a lot of Jewish Kabbalists and people like Jacob Frank. And it's very interesting that these people sold out. In fact, I think that's what I should describe these elite people is they're sellouts to the human race. They've sold the human race out, and they're traitors to the human race.
Wow.
And they do not think like we do. That's another mistake that people make, is they think that these people think like we do. No, they don't. They're pedophiles, they're psychopaths, sociopaths. I mean, I suppose some of your audience are these things, but in general, no, they think differently than we do, and they're dangerous. And you can see a common thread all down through the years. These bloodlines and these religious beliefs go from generation to generation. And so if people want to know who is in the Illuminati, you're welcome to try to get my book, Bloodlines of the Illuminati. It's kind of hard to get because right now, the mom and pop company that's making my book can't keep up with the demand, but it's pretty enlightening. In fact, I was a little, I don't know what to describe, bemused or a little bit surprised, but the CIA put the book up there on their website, and then from there it ended up in the Library of Congress.
Wow.
They claimed the SEAL team that went in that supposedly killed Osama bin Laden, they claimed that my Bloodlines of the Illuminati book was in his library.
Nice. It's on.
That's crazy.
It's on. Jim Carrey, you got some people like Jim Carrey that's waking up, and what's the other guy? They played in not Power. So you got a couple of actors that be coming on. I don't know if they really down, but I know Jim Carrey, he did the symbol. He said, you know what that means. He did that live on TV, so it's becoming like a regular thing now. What's my Terrence Howard? Terrence Howard, have you seen him now? He's like he's like saying that there's it's like they glitching out. They glitching out. Everybody's just taking out and glitching, and it's just like glitching all over the place. And if you don't know now, with the internet, I think they had no idea that this internet was going to just take off. Now we have the privilege to just talk openly about these things, where before we had to get your books, Mr. Fritz, and we had to read it in the dark with the light, with the flashlight on it. You know what I mean? So now we get to have it.
Well, Fritz, I was going to mention your second book, Fritz. I think that was a good opportunity. Is Fritz has another book about mind control and how they create these mind control slaves, and that was one of the toughest books I had to try to read through. Some really disturbing things, but powerful. And Fritz, didn't you say that was the book that got you more in trouble than even the Illuminati Bloodlines?
It may have. Working with people that I was helping get out of the Illuminati, as well as working to free them from their trauma-based mind control, definitely stepped on their toes. And there's a movie, Enemy of the State. My life was absolutely nuts for a number of years, like that movie, Enemy of the State, where they were just all over me like a bunch of flies. If I got into my car, it was tag team followed everywhere. If I went to a doctor, they would ask the doctor why I was there. I mean, they surveilled me 24/7. It was crazy. It was nuts. And there were even assassination attempts on my life. And it might have been more of what I was actually doing than what I wrote. But yeah, that book certainly didn't endear me to them, but it did wake up a lot of people. And that now that information is out in the public, like that formula book that you're talking about, it talked about adrenochrome. When I first exposed adrenochrome back in like 1991 or 92, nobody had heard of it. It had been a secret for thousands of years. Now everybody's heard of it. Now it's
they're putting it in movies and cartoons. Yeah, even in cartoons they mention adrenochrome, like the leader drinking. It's amazing, Fritz.
Yeah.
All right, now we're gonna unload a little bit. I know you unloaded already. I got to bring up the queen because we didn't get a chance to. I know the queen.
Great question.
What's your take? What's your take on the queen?
Okay, well, the House of Windsor was really a German bloodline. It's a German Illuminati bloodline. And then around the First World War, they did something really clever. They changed their name. They were the House of Saxe-Coburg, which is an Illuminati bloodline. And Prince Charles is a nasty person. And Jimmy Savile and a number of other really nasty people have been friends with royalty. And so you can see from their association with some of these nasty people that there's a hidden side to the British monarchy, that they control the press. Maybe people are not aware, but for centuries, if you said anything negative about the king or the queen, you lost your head. Back in the early days when they were exploring the New World, back in that time period, colonial times, if you were to walk into London, you would see what looks like telephone poles, right? But these were not telephone poles. What these poles had were the heads of people that had been beheaded that had criticized or joked about the royalty. So it was not safe to say anything negative about the royal family. And that being the case, you can see why they're not that controversial in the United Kingdom. If the queen wasn't so rich, of course she's dead now, but if the queen wasn't so rich and the British monarchy so powerful, everybody would be totally disgusted by these people because they would know about them. Now, I know you had David Icke on recently, and maybe he talked about them. I don't know.
No,
he goes around and talks about them being reptilians. He doesn't even consider them human. But they are a nasty group. And so are other royalty in Europe too. They're not the, there's other Illuminati members that are in these. They're all related, by the way. Maybe our listeners do or don't know that these royal families all are related. They're really
Which again, Fritz, you were the first one who pointed this out. And then when you got out of jail, I still remember, Fritz, it was when Obama was president, and they had all of a sudden this young little girl on TV. She had to be like, 8 or 12 years old. And they showed how she did this amazing research and was able to show how all the presidents are basically related. And they gave all the credit to this little girl. But it was in Fritz's book, and Fritz exposed that way before.
No question, man. You speaking to the choir, preaching with the choir, man. We know Fritz. We know about his books and everything. Fritz, I'm gonna give you. Oh man, what's up with the Blue Beam Project? The cat's
you're talking about the UFOs. Well, the bottom line, and this is from insiders have told me what the bottom line is when they get the world depopulated and they get it to a certain point, they're going to turn this world over to the aliens. Now, for me, I'm a Christian. I have a biblical perspective on things. I think that there's lots of evidence that these are fallen angels. They're not aliens. But even if we just go with the narrative that they're aliens, they're evil. And to turn this globe over to them, to these reptilians or whatever these other alien races are, it's just being traitors to the human race. But they have had all these kind of deceptions, and they've had the slow disclosure of the aliens and the flying saucers and UFOs. And I'm actually beginning to wonder which way they're actually going to do things, because they control the media narrative so well. They could even have no aliens and this thing be totally fake and say that the aliens had arrived. They wouldn't even have to have aliens, and they could get everybody to believe that aliens had arrived.
Yeah.
So who knows? But that's the plan, is to take this planet away from humanity and give it to the aliens.
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, that goes in with the smack. All of that was the smack. Will Smith. Yeah, the Will Smith smack. That's another distraction. What's your take on Hollywood and their play in all of this? Like the music. Yeah, the Blue Beam.
This is what.
I'll just say that Blue Beam. It's like the Blue Beam group. The Blue Beam Project. You got to say that like. Go ahead.
I had this one guy. He said that his band was doing really well, and he was approaching this guy. Said, we can make you big, and you just got to sign this contract, and just and then he said, just sell your soul to Satan. He thought the guy was joking, but then the guy was serious. He goes, no, I'm not going to do that. But his somebody else he knew did. But these people, by and large, a lot of them are under trauma-based mind control. They're trauma-based mind control slaves. A lot of them are coven members of satanic covens. Hollywood is a mess. It's a big mess. And Vinny was encouraging me to talk about Walt Disney. And I was one of the first people to expose Walt Disney because I grew up watching Disney movies and thinking Walt Disney drew all of these wonderful cartoons. Well, he didn't. He took all the credit, but other people, he didn't even come up with the Mickey Mouse idea. Somebody else did. But, you know, he got all the credit because he had a big Illuminati ego. And Walt Disney is not a nice place. And you go to Disneyland or Disney World, I don't even know why people go there. You know, you stand all day outside in the heat, waiting in these long lines to ride these fake rides and pay a lot of money. I don't know, but there's a lot of people that line up to do it. But one of the things they do is underground, and I've had even witnesses tell me, people that have seen this in person, they actually make porn movies underground at these places. They grab children very quietly, they take them and do the porn movies and then return them to their parents. And so
that's to get the energy really going. Setting the mood, huh?
Yeah. They're pretty nasty places.
Yeah. Isn't it true that Walt Disney, he had a problem, I think, with his mother or his sister? That's why all the movies that he made had something to do with the women getting taken away or getting abused because he had some type of trauma growing up.
Yeah, a lot of trauma.
Yeah,
He was
true.
in World War I, and while he was in World War I, there was a mouse there, and the mouse was his friend. That's why he liked Mickey Mouse. But yeah, he had some scars. He had some issues, definitely.
Well, I think that to get into like with your book again, and the reason I brought it up, Killah, you were talking about before, where you see like these people having like almost like freezes or tweet like breakdowns or something, right? You were mentioning to people like Fritz and us, that's almost like the sign of a mind control person. Like the one I always remembered with Britney Spears a long time ago in that interview, which we know about her father, big time Mason, and the abuse and trauma I could imagine that poor girl has been through. And she's doing her best to sit there while being interviewed, and the interviewer is asking her tough questions, and you just see Britney trying to like be this alter ego, and she would snap back and forth out of it and be like, oh my God, oh wait, and it was almost like you could see it. And Fritz's book, it was amazing. If you want to touch a little more too, like where you talk about, it's not even like one split personality. They destroy these people so bad, they have multiple personalities. Wow. It could be hundreds, right, Fritz?
Yeah, so Jim Carrey, he's a multiple personality, and he did that movie, Me, Myself, and I, you know? So it's kind of like ironic that here's somebody who's a multiple doing a movie about a multiple, you know? Paris Hilton, her father's very rich, and she's a program multiple, you know? And so they use a lot of program multiples in Hollywood, and they do brainstem scarring. So when the child is very young, they scar the brainstem, and it works off of the same principle as like weightlifting. You know, you tear down your muscles and your body builds it back bigger. That's the principle of weightlifting. Well, scarring the brainstem, if you know how to do it, the body builds back stronger, and these people have photographic memory. They're also mind-controlled slaves, but their photographic memories help them in memorizing scripts. Yeah, I could talk about the mind control some here.
That's dark anyway. To be an actor, you have to act like different people. You got to get in them zones.
Yeah, exactly.
That's soul twisting. Yeah, it's like. That's crazy because you got to go through major personalities.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and of course,
Keep on.
people may or may not know, but there are schools which teach you how to go into these, how to think yourself into these different roles. But being a multiple is helpful because the front personality of a program multiple may be a nice person, but then maybe you have to play a drunk, you know. So if you're a multiple personality, you could pull up a part that can do that role better than your front personality. So yeah, there's some of that. Well, the way this goes way back to ancient time, and these elite bloodlines have been doing it to their own children for a long time, and they like to start the programming at 18 months, and they have to have traumas that are so severe they split the mind. Now, if you traumatize an 18-month child with a very severe trauma, three things can happen. One is the child dies, which is what the normal reaction is. The next reaction is the child goes crazy. Or the third reaction is you have what I would call a psychotic split. It's where the mind says, this is not happening to me, it's happening to that. And it splits into two dissociated parts. And then the programmers can go in, they can find these parts and program them and turn the person into a multiple personality. But like if you take a mirror, a piece of glass, and you throw it against a concrete and you shatter it, you're not going to get one or two pieces. You're going to get hundreds of pieces. So when they shatter these people's minds with multiple traumas, they shatter these minds into hundreds of pieces and into hundreds of personalities. The person that's a multiple may only know of a few personalities, but they generally have hundreds of personalities, if not thousands. They put a lot of money and time into programming these people. And if people are interested, you know, so backtracking a little bit, people in 1990 were telling me, you keep saying who, they. Well, who's the they? You know, if there's really something out there, who are these they? So, you know, I came out with the bloodlines of the Illuminati that names the, you know, these bloodlines and explicitly describes who the they is. Well, people kind of doubt that there could be mind control. So my approach to that question was, is there this trauma-based mind control? Is there this total mind control that the Illuminati use on their own members? I decided, if you're trying to tell someone that airplanes exist and they don't believe that airplanes exist, well, one way to do it is break down every part that is used to build an airplane and show how it's all assembled and how built, and go into the complete, you know, Chilton's manual, so to speak, of how this thing is done. So that's what the formula book is. Its total title is The Illuminati Formula Used to Create an Undetectable Total Mind Controlled Slave. And it goes into the formula. And then it has a sequel. So it's 500 pages and then turns around with a sequel that's 600 pages. And I go into, I have 40 pages of codes in the formula book and more pages of codes in the Deeper Insights book, which is the sequel. So people are interested in that and they can get a hold of those books. You can get all the details, just like Vinny was telling you. You can see exactly how they do this. And by the time you're done reading those books, you'll have no doubt, because they have already very very frequently expressed that they want to do this. And when you see that they have the ability and the means, and you know that they want to do this, hey, you realize they're doing it.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Well said, Fritz.
Add on, you dropping. Nah, you dropping. Crazy.
So one of the things. Go ahead.
I was just saying, you're a legend, Fritz. You're a legend.
So one of the things that's coming down the pike that I'll throw out there to people is a lot of these ministers right now, currently, it's been this way for quite a while. A lot of these ministers are programmed multiple personalities. In fact, Cisco, who was, she was a mother of darkness, and I spent a lot of time getting her out of the Illuminati. Her father was an Assembly of God minister. So a lot of these ministers are program multiples. If they're not that way, they've been compromised some other way. And they're shills, they're double agents, they're not reliable, they're gonna turn on us. So at one point, the mainstream news is going to discredit Christianity. And you're going to start seeing an apostasy. And when this happens, they will flip the system. So if you're a minister and you're program multiple, when they build these multiple personality systems under mind control, if you're spending a lot of time building basically a human robot, like if you're building a car, you want it to be able to go forward or backwards, right or left. So they have a light and a dark side. So they will flip the light side to the dark side. And these ministers of God that seem to be so holy will become Satanists. And so we're going to see a great apostasy. And then once there's this great apostasy, they're going to flip these mind control people to their Delta altars, which are assassination altars. And they're gonna be assigned. This is the plan anyway. They're going to hunt down the real Christians that are still out there. So their plans are to eliminate Christianity. There's only two religions that they want to survive, and that's the Catholic Church, the Roman Catholic Church, that is, and the Church of England, the Anglican Church, which the British royal family is the head of.
Wow. Double back when you were speaking of the fallen angels, and the Illuminati. Is Satan known as the angle of light, and the Illuminati means light?
He's known by a whole number of names. One popular one is Lucifer, which means light bringer. If we go to Greek mythology, that would be Prometheus, the bringer of technology. And a lot of this technology is being given by the demonic realm. Tesla, he said that what he had been given was given to him by aliens.
Wow.
There's a man back in the 1700s named Vilna Gaon, and he was a Kabbalist, and he predicted what the end times would be like, and he said Metatron would be the Messiah, and he basically said that that there were, according to the Kabbalah and Gematria, there would be two saviors. One savior would be this Metatron
Enoch,
technology savior,
right?
and the other one would be this Jewish Messiah. So technology, and he described it, and it's what I would call the beast computers. A supercomputer that would know everything about everybody would be guiding and controlling the world. And that's where we're headed, is where they've been giving us the internet, and everybody gets on the internet and everything. It's all. Oh, and that's what I wanted to say is if we go back to the first book written in the Bible chronologically, which is Job, chronologically, that was the first book written.
Wow.
And in there, in the book of Job, it says that the web they make, the enemy make, will ensnare them. And so I wonder if that might have a greater application, that the web that these people are making will ensnare them.
The interweb, like you just said, right?
That's crazy. Oh man, Fritz, you're on fire right now.
And it was, now we're using it against them. Wow, I never heard that. Well said, Fritz.
Yeah, that's Job 18:8. In case you want to look it up.
8:8.
Yeah, I was just gonna say
18.
It's funny they call it the interwebs.
She's a Leo, so she knows 8. What's 8?
infinity.
So you can't remember. You gotta remember that. That chapter. AD's gonna come in now, since we said something about Leos.
Nah, I'm good. Go ahead.
Yeah, you good. So 18 and 8. That's real good. 18 and 8 talks about the web. That's crazy. Never heard that.
Fritz, I know it's probably getting around time, and you're probably gonna have to go soon. So before that happens, I wanted to. Can you tell people? I've had a lot of people asking me about your book. Where they could get your book. I know Pen Tracks is your site. I seen that was hooked up. For the people trying to find your book, Fritz, where's the best place that they could get your books?
Well, at this point in time, Pen Tracks, I had some problems on May 1st, and guess what? That's the Illuminati's birthday. This last year,
wow.
They my Facebook account got hacked, and strangely, it happened on May 1st, and I had over 13,000 followers and over 2,000 Facebook friends, and I was doing hard-hitting articles every other day, and now I have no public audience. So they removed my voice to the world, so to speak, because I had people from all over the world that were following my articles. And also along the lines of that, I started having problems with my pentracks.com website. And so I'm trying to rebuild it. And as of now, I don't have the buttons. We tried to get the buttons working through PayPal, but we couldn't get them to work. And so I don't have my book icons or the PayPal icons up there for people to order through my website. So the best thing for people to do is just to write me an email, and my email address is Springmeier Messages, and Springmeier has a strange spelling. It's all lowercase. SPRINGMEIER messages @hotmail.com. And maybe you guys can post that somewhere. Springmeier messages @hotmail.com. So people can write me and say, hey, I'm interested in getting your Bloodlines book. I'm interested in that. And then when I get some copies, I will try to get that. But right now, people are having to wait a long time for my books. You can go on to Amazon and order that, but the books, usually there are not actually the ones that I published, but they're pirated versions that may be different. And certainly I'm not going to get the money from them. But if you feel desperate, get a digital copy out there or buy some other copy, because I'd really rather get the information out, because God's provided for me. Yah has provided for me, and he's taken care of me. So, it's nice to make money off of my books, but Yah's going to provide for me. So if nothing else, you can buy them on the internet somewhere, and just don't pay exorbitant prices for them. I know some people are paying like $700 for a copy of this or that book.
Damn.
Well, please don't do that.
Yeah, it's crazy, Killah. It's crazy. I've had a lot of people hit me up. One of them, I gave him your email, and he said you wrote him back, and he got the book from you. So thank you, Fritz. You know, and for everybody listening, Fritz does. He's a man of his word. What he's saying is true, and you know, thank you, Fritz.
Fritz, one more question before you depart us. According to the Kabbalah, the angel Metatron, was he Enoch? Was he Enoch the angel?
Well, you're saying according to Kabbalah, yeah, that is one way of looking at it. And Metatron is typically viewed as an angel, but this view that I was talking about is where Metatron is actually a supercomputer. And there's actually a movie, I can't remember the name of it, where they show a supercomputer running the world named Metatron.
Wow. Wow.
Rich, did you know that they have an AI that runs Wall Street and all the marketing already? They're basically, I found out, I'm trying to remember the name of it, but there's literally an AI, a computer program that's been running Wall Street and all these things. Even like Merrill Lynch and all these companies are going out there saying that nobody could do any business without this AI that basically runs the economy already for, I think, 10, 20 years already.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that. There's a whole lot more I could say on this subject, but it's pretty heavy duty.
No, we like heavy duty, and you got to come back.
Yeah, definitely.
So we can get the heavy duty. We deal with heavy duty over here, man. We at the time where we can't hold our tongue no more, and and we need to hear. Everyone is grown, and it's like in these times, it says even the babes got to speak knowledge. Like even the babies got to hear this, because it's like we at the brink, man, and it's like, come on.
Yeah.
Let's come with it. Aren't we tired? We get enough lies from our own government. They've been lying to us from the beginning.
So real quickly here, then I'll tell you the bottom line. I have a friend, and he witnessed this firsthand. So this is not rumor or anything. He actually stood there where the controls are on the supercomputer. And this was in the Carter administration. I'm making a long story very short. Anyway, this supercomputer back in the 70s knew everything about everyone. It would know more about you than you knew about yourself. And every piece of information about you was being dragged into the supercomputer that had all kinds of formulas, algorithms, and everything to figure out who you were and how you ticked. And they could manipulate people and events through this supercomputer.
It was called the Beast. I think I remember that.
The Beast.
Yes.
The Beast. And not only did they have one, but they had at that time 3 Beast computers. Wow. One was at Alice Springs in Australia. One was in South Africa. And then this one was in Alaska, up near where Harp is. But now they've got even more Beast computers.
Wow.
Have you seen the movie called Eagle Eye?
No.
Oh, you got to check that out, man. It shows the possible technology that they may or may not have already. That exactly what you're talking about. And they even mentioned, we've had this for years, but the incredible detail of how they'd be able to tap into phones and still listen to you without your phone even being on, with the battery still in. You gotta just check it out. It's able to attach itself to random electronic parts. I'm not saying I believe it, but that movie does such a good job of showing the possible technology that may already exist. Check out Eagle Eye.
I'm gonna check that out.
If you haven't seen it, it's really good.
Your phone is listening to everything.
It is, right? Well, it's listening for keywords just as we're speaking now.
Yeah.
We're right now as we speak. We're going through a bot that's listening to every word, and they say, "Well, this is for the transcripts," because it's listening for that so that it can properly place your video accordingly. It's part of the algorithm, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, we're being listened to
Yeah.
for
If you don't
keywords.
believe
Yeah, well,
it,
we're not
if
scared of
someone
that.
doesn't believe it, start talking about, oh, I've got knee problems, I've got knee problems, I've got knee problems, and just keep talking about that, and you're going to start getting advertisements for bad knees.
100%.
Wow.
Oh, perverts. They just listen to every damn thing.
Yep.
Hey, wow, they just on there. Everybody was in the tree.
Well, speaking of perverts, there was a case a long time ago where a school was giving, I don't know if there was 12, 13-year-old kids laptops to take home, and then they were spying on all the kids in their bedrooms.
Oh, man, it's sick. They're sick.
Sick.
I saw the movie Eyes Wide Shut. I know how they get down in those big initiated. And it was Tom Cruise, right? Was it Tom Cruise?
Yeah, Stanley Kubrick movie. That's
Stanley
the movie
Kubrick.
he made. They killed him right after that. They did
killed
not
him?
want him to make that movie.
Wow. Part
And
two.
they still make it like it's the worst movie. Don't watch this movie. It's horrible. But yeah, they killed him right after that. And I think it was a Rothschild's house that that was filmed in, actually.
That was a sick movie, and the guy's a doctor, right? He's a doctor. His wife, that was Nicole Kidman was his real wife up there, so they needed that essence of the real, because they probably was doing real sacrifice. Because I felt dirty after I watched it. I was like, oh man, I gotta take like 3 showers.
Wow.
Word, throw some
This
Hail
is
Marys.
weird. It doesn't seem something to be appealing or be a part of. I mean, orgies are nasty. Like, why would you want to be in the same room with all of that happening? Like, I need my
It's to
privacy.
give sacrifice.
I need my own room. I don't want anybody looking at how I'm getting down. You know what I'm saying? There could be 2 females, 3 females. We could work that out.
You gotta have a goat head. That's the whole thing, is they want to put on a goat head.
It wouldn't make sense to me. I'd be like, well, why are you trying to represent Capricorn in that way? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm too beyond these guys. Just be like, oh, AD, you belong to higher levels. Don't even be part of the orgies and shit.
They get a thrill out. I mean, it's something that they do that makes them like get a thrill out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like he was saying, like Fallen Angel, they got some kind of connection that's on the dark side.
They would
that
kick
makes
me
them feel
out if I was living there. I'd be like, y'all are fucking weird. Look at you guys.
Maybe
You're
some
all
type of
fucking
sex,
weird.
demonic sex.
Sex
thing.
magic.
Yeah, sex magic going on.
Yeah, that's the getting. They have Molech, succubus. There's deities that dealt with that type of energy, and they go directly to it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you go into that succubus spirit, and then next thing you know, you butt naked in the club. You butt naked in the middle of that movie theater, because movie theaters look like that. Hotels, they build all these things that look like these temples, and the same one that they was in the movie. If you look at it. I went to a hotel and I looked around and it looked like a ritual, like one of those places. I was like, they just
even just the mirror on the ceiling. That's a ritual.
Yeah, the mirror.
And people don't think that. But
That
that
just sounds like a liability.
Heart, yeah.
That
But
shit
it's a-
falls in an
but it's a
earthquake.
ritual.
I know, it's horrible.
Yeah, that's it. Egyptian. Yeah, heart thought. Yeah, exactly. The mirrors and stuff like that.
I'd be like, why did anybody put that up there? That shit could crash down.
I don't know.
Crack
Ice
and
represents.
fall.
I don't know. There's a whole bunch of stuff they be doing. I don't know. They got layers and layers and layers and layers and layers of this stuff that they be working on. And at least they go to it. They go to cosmic and they go to their demonic. They go to their. If they can't find you, they'll go to a mind reader. They show you on TV. They'll go to a mind reader. Oh, they're running now. Yeah, I seen them. They're on 3rd Street running up the block. And they'll go
a
up there.
medium?
A medium.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They'll go to mediums. If the cops, and they even got forensics where they go, like, well, how do they do all of this? They got a whole compartment of magicians that they
believe that.
use.
Yeah.
Because if you really want to know, mirrors are not supposed to be in our bedrooms.
I knew that.
Yeah.
Because when you do astral projection
Yeah, and
and
at
you
night,
see your own mirror, you could freak yourself out.
right, and
You
also
do astral projection?
I've had that a few times, yeah.
Did you want to do it or did it just happen?
It just started happening. Like you start, like especially if you're in the fetal position, it's the best place to start. But you just feel yourself falling, and you lose control of all your movement. And then once you're aware of it, then you can like make moves. It's incredible though. It feels so real at the time.
But why are you having it? You just start losing.
It comes from being very, very comfortable, and then it has to do with your REM sleep combined with cortisol at the moment.
Okay.
So you have to kind of wake up first and then go back to sleep for it to really work well. But yo, it's crazy because you feel yourself flying, and you're seeing.
I love to fly.
You're seeing like dimensions, and it's like being in a just super clear dream, a vivid dream. But you're so aware that it feels so real that you tell yourself, "I need to remember this."
Sound like LSD.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah,
I mean,
those things that take you to those levels.
I mean,
and stuff.
DMT is basically what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Mushrooms.
Yeah, but when it hits you right, it hits you right. I guess people can do it also through meditation.
Yeah,
But you know what I'm saying? There's other ways to get to that DMT and everything. But man, it's incredible.
There's so many avenues to go up, you know, especially now. There's so many, and all these pharmacies. I think they got something to do with the craft, you know, pharmaceuticals, and they get subscribe all these pills. Oh, you got Zoloft. We can run them down. I know you could go into this, Fritz. I know we're gonna let you go. But you have Zoloft. You have so many pills for everything.
Yeah.
You don't have to work out no more. Here's a pill. Pill. There's a cartoon called Man. You got to check it out when you get that time. And it just shows you about how the industry just keeps turning us. And then at the end, an alien comes, like you said, and destroys that man who started destroying the whole planet because everything is consume. I always go back to They Live.
Yeah. Killah Priest, it's been great. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
And I'm going to go spend some time with my family.
All right.
Please do that, bro.
Thank you very much.
All right. Peace and blessings.
Thank you to the man. The
Yes,
great
thank you.
Fritz.
Come back too.
Okay, thanks.
Bye.
Yeah.
Thank you, Killah. Thank you. I'll definitely, try to get him back, when you want down the line.
Yeah.
Like I said, Fritz doesn't do a lot.
Fritz
He's recently married. He's recently married. He has 2 young kids.
Yes,
That's good.
Yeah, he doesn't do a lot. So, was excited that
that's
he
strong.
did this.
People don't even want to get married now in these days. It's all,
Well,
man,
it's funny
that's another whole subject. Yeah, that's another whole subject. All
You know
right.
why? Actually, me and him talked about it, and we were talking about the main agenda for the Illuminati is depopulation.
Yes.
So that's
I
why
believe it.
me and Fritz are like, the number one way to fight back is have babies. So
Yeah.
they don't want us to have babies. So
Well, then they
having
put you in
babies
court.
even at
Yeah, then they put you in court. Then everybody get, you're together, everything's fine. Then as soon as you have the baby, you break up, and then, it's not even break up to make up. It's a game full of fools.
And she got you for 18 years.
18 years. Exactly.
Holla, we want prenup. Yeah.
You got to look at the way they be breaking stuff down is to break away the family structure, and it's all Illuminati, all secret society. I don't care what you call them. It's the big brother, whatever they call themselves. Their agenda is to destroy the fruit, the nectar of humanity, the nectar of humanity. And the nectar of humanity is truth. You have the truth, and we have the right to exercise and do whatever you want to do. And live in color. I had to say it, man.
And live in color.
Come out, man. Come on, man. The rainbow. Word, but it had to come out. But
That was good.
shout out to everybody, man.
Thank you, Vinny.
Cheesy.
How you living? What? How you living? What?
All right.
Hey.
But I was gonna say also, I know my friend Orlandis, his buddy Rembrandt. I know he's sending music. I know you guys are gonna be getting music. So
Yeah.
I know one of my friends put in a track. So I'm gonna get off and be checking that out. Rembrandt.
What's
So,
up with Tazadak?
Tazadak. I haven't talked to
Yeah,
him.
shout out to Tazadak, man. He said some,
Yeah, he's doing a lot of music.
he
He's
said
doing
some,
music too lately.
yeah, tell that brother continue. Do music.
Yeah.
Ceaseless, shout out to
Well, like I
Ceaseless.
say,
What else, Ceaseless?
but
All right, man.
yeah.
Boom.
Yeah, thank you, Killah.
Thank
Yeah,
you,
we're gonna
Vinny.
keep it moving. We're gonna cut this. Yeah, we're gonna. Man, that was amazing, man.
Yeah, that was
amazing.
good.
Amazing.
That is
We gotta,
amazing.
we gotta get Jesse. We want to get Jesse Lee back. Jesse Lee back. We need a whole panel. David. I was about to say, shout out to David Flores. David Ike.
Yeah.
Oh, how about David Ike, Fritz, and all of we got everybody on there. We just have a
At the same damn time?
man.
Oh, Lord.
That'd be hard.
That would be hard. It'd be hard to manage.
No, we ain't trying to manage. We're trying to
You know what I'm
get the
saying?
truth out. Let the people know.
They all have so much knowledge to get the. We would
Hey, we
want
get
them to hear them
Santos
all
on
at
there,
once.
too.
That's too much.
With Tahuti.
Now you've gone too far.
Santos
Now
too.
you got too far.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Right?
No wire hangers.
Yeah, come on, man.
That's too much.
You gotta have them on there.
They're giants. There's not enough room in the Zoom
Yes, it is.
for so
You gotta
much
get ready for
knowledge and information.
No, we are ready for it. There's enough.
We got to bring them
bites.
in one by one.
Megabytes.
You
A
know what
lot
I'm
of
saying?
sharks. That's a lot of sharks in a tank.
Yeah, we got
Not
a shark.
sharks, killer whales.
We got.
Stop going on that shark. Yo, the sharks been getting props all the time. Killer whales is,
Okay,
the, is,
killer
the, is the
whales.
master of the sea.
We already got killer mojitos right here.
Okay.
Man, Mojito.
Just
What's
chilling
up?
out.
Is he high?
I don't know why he sit like that, like a gargoyle.
Did you got him high?
No.
He's not on catnip?
Nah, I didn't give him no
he's
catnip. But
tripping.
he just come around and sit like a gargoyle. And
Yeah, he
shit.
does.
Start
That's good.
scaring everybody in the room.
Yeah.
That's so
What's
good.
up, Mojito?
Catnip. Good.
Oh, Mr. Cameron.
Creepy. Anyway.
Alrighty.
All right. Yo, man. Yo, thanks, Vinny. It's been great.
Yeah. Great guest.
Yeah.
Yes, man.
Thank you, AD.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
man.
right.
Good
Have a
looking,
good
man.
night.
Yeah. And shout out Rembrandt. I'll be checking out that song.
All right.
Hey.
Everyone.
We're
All
gonna
right.
play
Peace.
one. We're gonna play one for Little Da Vinci. We gotta on the house. We gotta do one for Little Da Vinci and Jody. I gotta hear this song. Said they've been working on something. That was great, man. I mean, information begins gathering. Start my pattern, my stargate towards Saturn.
Hey.
Noise.
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 Shout out to the moderators, the Oracle. Shout out to Vinny Black Lodge. I see you in there. The architects and my man Voltage. I need that beat. He said, "What happened to Santana?" I don't know what happened to Santana.
Oh, yeah. He's
doing a whole bunch of things. Yeah, he's doing something. They hit me up here and there. The big question is, what happened to Tori, man? I miss Tori. Yeah, Tori the Taurus. Yep. And Gina. We had so many. We got to do a whole show. This is before you, Myeoshe. We had man, it was so funny. Her and Rasul interaction, it used to be getting down to almost, I mean, I think if they was here, they would have definitely shot the fair one. They definitely shot the fair one. Word. Yeah, it's Santana. I'll send that tonight. Yeah, I need that beat, bro. I've been in the zone, and I got one for K9 too. I told K9 I built with all of them. Said, damn, Gina. Yeah, Tori. You know what I mean? Tori was shit funny. Her and Rasul. She tried to help him with the Tahuti battle. The Tahuti, the great Tahuti. Man, Tahuti style is just. It was just too much. It was too much for him. Right. He did good, but we had to put him over here because that was the yelling days. I call those how they say the BC era. That was the Y. Yeah, yelling days. YDs. All right. Well, as soon as he's ready, man, we're gonna move on to the music. Yeah. Okay. All right. All right, so it's just on me and Myeoshe. So Myeoshe, what's going on? What did you learn?
I learned a lot about the Illuminati. I thought I didn't know
You knew it all?
I didn't know it all. I did not know it all.
All
Great
right.
information.
Well,
Shout out to Fritz for that. Seriously, he said some deep stuff.
Right.
Very knowledgeable that definitely need to know moving forward if we're gonna be, maneuvering on this earthly realm. Got to know what's going on.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely time to stand up. And take charge.
Yeah, for
It's
sure.
definitely time to get back in tune with nature and go out to nature, get it, because that's what's going to give us the energy too. Because the fruits, the vegetables, and just walking out in nature a little bit, and just seeing what real life. They call it a park now. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Something that was great, we created into a little park. You may have 5 minutes of walking through. I know some place in Brooklyn, but you're always going to find, no matter how much cement they put down there, you can always see a little bit of green coming through that. Now you know that God is greater than man. You know, the design of nature.
Right.
No one told the tree to make the shape of the fruit.
Right.
We didn't design that. That was designed by a greater creation. That was already designed, and it's all beautiful. And everything is here is beautiful, and we have to go back to it.
Yeah.
The Tai Chi masters, they go up to the woods, and they train there.
Go back to the basics.
They understand the wind technique and the being in the elements of movement in the elements, and so they be soft as a breeze, calm as a lake, but then rough as a storm. So elements or hard as a rock. You know what I'm saying? So you got to look at all of that stuff. Mycelium eats rocks, stones. Mushroom, it goes into the elements of the rock and it eats it, and it turns it into moisture.
Wow, that's deep.
Yeah, make you want to just. Sometimes you just got to walk up there and just feel it. You know. We always run from the rain, but sometimes the rain is a beautiful thing.
The rain is good.
Yeah, especially out here.
Yeah, rain is
get
good. It was raining a little bit this morning. I was excited. You
ran
know?
out.
Yeah, I like wintertime. I love wintertime. I mean, you know, as Leos, we were made in the wintertime. So, I love it. It gives you a sense of peace. During wintertime, coziness.
No doubt. Gotta find peace of mind.
Yeah, in wintertime it's different, and then the season change give you a sense of peace. Of mind.
It's a beautiful death. It's a very very because they're like I think it was Crumb TV who said there's a flower that dies in the winter. Comes back in the summer. Right. But you got to look at all leaves fall.
They do.
They
change
all fall.
Color and fall.
When that summer come back.
Oh, man.
A lot of us, we go through things, but when your time to shine comes back, that summer,
man,
you hear that little bird. First bird. I love dogs barking, though. They let you know that you're on a planet. But the sound of a bird and the sound of just life itself, is a beautiful. One time I heard the wind. I was in Ohio, and it was going clack. You can't even put no acoustics like this. It was like clack, clack, clack. I was like, "What's that sound?" And I looked up, and it was a tree, with nobody moving it, but it's just the wind, and it was hitting each other. But it was like almost making a symphony.
Right.
It was like, pow. Like 2 trees, 2 branches hitting each other with no human messing with it. But the sound that came from, and I felt like that was a sound that was like Om.
But shout out to Voltage. He said it's time to find him a boo. It is baby making season time, y'all, so y'all better be careful.
Boot up.
He said it's time to hibernate and cuddle up.
Yeah, man. Yeah, sometimes you got to be quick.
I better find y'all a cuddy buddy. Right.
Exactly.
Find you a cuddy buddy.
Yo, she coming in the crib.
It's going to be a cold winter.
Sweet potato pie. Or maybe some, put a little cheese on it. Maybe sprinkle a little bit of that mozzarella.
You mean Parmesan?
Parmesan. You got to say it like that.
Parmesan. Oui, oui.
It's cold. Maybe sit down. You know how it goes. Hold on. Let me make the move right. slicing some fruits. The way it spread up and it just opened up like this. And it could be an orange. Put it up there.
He said it could be an orange.
Yeah, it could be a grapefruit. Yeah, I wouldn't do the but grapefruit got a lot of juice in it.
It does.
And then you fellas, y'all know how it is. Look, he said, nah, for real. That's how it be. Like, that's how it be. Especially if you break up and you hear the makeup. Shout out to Vulture. And then you know how it goes. Incense come up in the house. Well, damn, what's this? Incense burning. And it's not just regular incense. It's the cone joints.
It's that Nag Champa.
Yeah.
It's cones.
Oh, cones?
It's cones.
Because you're not going to bring the stick. You got to bring the cones. Or you take it to the next level with the oil in there. The oil with the little candle in it.
Are you giving us your remedy of, or are you just?
Somebody says love. No, somebody said be booed up. But I'm just saying, you break up, make up. That's all they do. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, when you walk up in the house, it's a whole vibe.
It should be a vibe.
It should be a vibe.
It better be a vibe.
You may turn down the lights. May have that red, that red bulb that you've been saving for a long time.
And the stars in the ceiling.
Hey.
And you look into her eyes. You said, baby, you know what? I'm sorry about earlier.
Hey, why he gotta be sorry?
Whatever. Why you I was going somewhere with this.
Go ahead.
The woman is always right. No, just kidding.
No. We hear your side.
No, it's good.
Okay. Hey.
Now, what was that earlier?
No. I'm sorry. I messed up the mood. Go ahead. That was going somewhere. And then, it was my fault. You right about what you said. You know what I mean? I thought about it. So, matter of fact, I got this, I bought some flowers for you. Hey, check it out. Somebody said Luther Vandross. Oh, yeah. And, where's the music? I can't do it without the music. And I just want to take this time to say, remember that? Remember that thing you saw on the window?
What thing on the window?
Those flowers. We was at Whole Foods. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Oh, Charlie, you're so nice. Oh, Charlie.
It's no problem.
I'm so sorry about earlier. It was all my fault, Charlie.
Oh, I ran your bathwater.
Oh my God, Charlie.
And I threw the soap with the suds in it. No, what was that? Bath salt?
Yeah. Would you put the Epsom in there?
I said R&B. Indeed. And I made spaghetti for you.
Oh, Charlie.
Turkey. It was ground turkey.
My favorite, Charlie.
Nah, I'm just kidding. Vegan turkey. I mean vegan turkey.
Well, you know I'm not a vegan, Charlie.
Hey, yeah, somebody said Patreon. Peace, y'all. Oh, man, I'm having fun tonight.
Hey, KP.
You know what it is? It's that
hearts.
matcha earlier.
That's that matcha?
Turns him into a matcha man.
Matcha man.
See, old Charlie. Shout out to everybody, man.
Right, that was good.
Really love the energy.
That's what happens when you put two Leos in a room. They end up doing a whole screenplay right in front of you.
Hey, D, you were great with that, man. You should have came in, man.
No, y'all were on a roll.
No, hold on, who's that?
I didn't want to interrupt.
Play the music.
Right,
Play the music.
you come in. Been hiding in the closet.
All this stuff like this. What's that noise I hear in the back?
What noise?
You know. Well, I just heard it again. Hey, who you got here with you?
I don't have no one here.
Well, I was outside looking at the house the whole time. Oh, that was me behind the bushes. I feel you so much, I followed you. On Facebook. Down the street. You remember when your car didn't start?
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Stalking vibes.
Stalking vibes.
Stalking vibes.
Stalking vibes.
I got them stalking vibes.
Let's get into the music.
Hey. Y'all did pretty good with that.
Yeah, man. Dave Flores dying, yo. Shout out to y'all, man. We having fun today.
Yeah. That's good. They love it.
Oh, R. Kelly knows dude in the closet. Sex box on point.
Did someone say R. Kelly?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You don't believe I do it.
Uh.
No, play that, the real R. Kelly. When it says, you don't want to believe the truth.
Absolutely.
He was pissed off. You don't want to believe it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Right? He was saying that. Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's funny.
You don't want to believe it.
Y'all on a roll.
Yeah.
That's why I don't even want to interrupt.
AD, that's what you do, AD. I was just reenacting AD. AD, right? If you don't know me by...
Oh, yeah.
Come
I
on,
know
AD.
that song.
You know AD's a player.
Nah, I'm chilling.
I don't want to be a player no more.
Man.
Big Punisher. R. Kelly was pissed off. Yeah, true. Yeah, shout out to everybody, man. The craft room has been great. It's been a great show. Let's move on to the music.
Yeah, moving on to the music. You already know this is the part of the show where we play tracks that were submitted. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to start with this right now. Let's go. Coming up first, we got a submission right here from someone named Rembrandt. Oh, that's the person that Vinny B was talking about.
Okay.
Rembrandt from Madison, Wisconsin. The name of the song is called Who's Crazy? It's an MP3. Here we go.
You're on it. Mic check 1 2. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, about my bread like toasters, early morning mimosas. The closest you coming to me is a warning poster. I'm over this. I gave the game a cold shoulder. Now I'm back like a stepdad, waiting to take over. The open and the closer. I'm third eye blind. I'm like a rock star. You should see the way I shine, riding in hot cars. They stolen, they not mine. Whoa. Yeah, it's R to the easy, M to the wizard. My arms stay breezy, the dawn stay flizzard. Got a date at 8, I'm in a 740 fizz-eye. And I just bought a bike, gotta ride till I die. I'ma cop the mansion, need the room for expansion. Them chances that I took, I planned them. I'm about advancing, head of the class but don't attend them. Middle finger addendum, hoping that I offend them.
Jumping into cars with strangers, chasing something real. Jumping into cars with strangers, chasing something real. Jumping into cars with strangers, jumping into cars with strangers, jumping into cars with strangers, chasing something.
When you see me, I'm on a mission, creeping on the come of bad intentions. Pull off in that new edition, Michael Bivins, did I forget to mention? I'm riding around with Tupac, scandalous ambition. Chefing in the kitchen, stepping with a 3.5 in a digit. Tall, look at me nigga cause I ball. Try God, pathway to find Jesus. I'm studying the book of Deuteronomy. Dude, they're on to me. About a dime not dropping, crime not stopping. But you see the options is, wait for the cops in this bitch, that's problems. I should probably do the opposite. Pop my shit, bounce around your system like a foster kid. I put you niggas back in foster care. You see the throne, that's my office chair. I'm back breezy, it's hard to the easy. You're easy, believe me.
Nice.
I love that.
This is fire right here.
Yeah, that was good.
The throne is my office chair.
Yeah, that was dope all the way around.
Yeah, that was good.
Fire.
Real good.
That was
Damn.
really good.
I got nothing to say about that, but
Yeah.
that was just fire.
That was fire.
That was called Who's Crazy by Rembrandt.
Yeah,
Rembrandt.
And it's spelled with a BRENDT at the end.
He did his thing.
Yo,
Fire Rembrandt.
fire. Good lyrics, good delivery, good
Yeah.
emphasis, good attitude.
Yeah,
It,
right?
it didn't sound like he was reading. Like,
Right.
it was dope. Well, great submission. That was a good way to start off the
Yeah. that was
segment.
dope.
All right. Moving on. Next now we got a submission from Lord Galaxar from the Gamma Quadrant.
Lord Galax.
Yeah, you know he got a video for us, so let's go.
Royal Priesthood too.
Yeah. So let's go.
And Sword Lord. I like Sword Lord, man.
Sword Lord. Yeah, the name of this track is called Fired Up. He says, appreciate you all. Hell yeah. Let go.
If I went to Israel, I don't think Israel would be the best place for me to be at this time, considering...
I get busy like Amway, whack rappers, am straight. So I always say you the best nigga, damn straight. Shit like Jackie Chan, Van Damme, the Dove Play. Quadruple over doula any damn day. Baptized by your bra, she squirt like the River George. Please deliver me, these niggas born. Trying to prove that the earth flat, that's not the core. Watch your earth, I'm a flirt black, that's no navigate the globe like a chessboard, man. I'll try to buy a ring, give her my hand. I'll leave a hole in your heart like the Grand Canyon.
As recently as last
Disappear on a bitch like Phantasm. The pussy's at the toe tag. I'm bro, I DM your bitch just like Jumpin' Jack Flash, man. Get your ass slip and watch me jump off the trash can. Give me your head like a CAT scan. Shoot you up with battery ass like the fat man. To the black kids, I'm like excellent glorious. This is protected by the God of Abraham. Isaac and Jacob. Dramatic niggas need to wake up. Beef with the sword, bring the plate, bruh. Pull up that 45 Rasul. Go on, niggas.
You're not in any You should be quiet. There are those of us who know our people go there and help them get out of that condition. But America should keep her mouth shut. Wherever there's a corrupt regime, as much hell as America has raised on the earth. No, I will not allow America, or you, Mr. Wallace, to condemn them as the most corrupt nation on earth when you have spilled the blood of human beings. Has Nigeria dropped an atomic bomb and killed people in Hiroshima and Nagasaki? Have they killed off millions of Native Americans? How dare you put yourself in that position as a moral judge? I think you should keep quiet, because with that much blood on America's hands, you have no right to speak. I will speak, because I don't have that blood on my hands. Yes, there's corruption there. Yes, there's mismanagement of resources. Yes, there is abuse. There's abuse in every nation on earth, including this one. So let's not play holy to moralize on them. Let's help them.
I'm not moralizing. I'm asking you a question, and I got an answer.
Why would you put it as the most corrupt regime in the world? That doesn't make sense.
And you think of one more corrupt?
Yeah, I'm living in one. I'm living in one.
Shout out to Rule too.
You've done a hell of a thing on this earth, so you should not be the one to talk. You should be quiet when it comes to moral condemnation.
It's dope. It's dope. Okay, so a couple things I'm already thinking of right now. Yo, you got lyrics. That shit sounds dope with what you're saying, but I think you need to give yourself more. You need to record this again, but record those lyrics with more emphasis. You know what I'm saying? Because you're saying some dope stuff, but you're saying it so casually and so like, I'm in the mass band because I'm in the mass band and keep it down and throw it all in the trash can. You know what I mean? It's dope, but like you're so modest with it. They deserve more emphasis. You know, there was the mass band, but then was the throw it all in the trash can. Like, bring it out. Let's hear it. Like, come out like cocky and confident with it.
I get the style. Back.
I get it.
On,
but
man.
Dude, those lyrics are too dope for that though. In my opinion, your lyrics are so sick. They're floating on the bottom. Come on out with it. You know what I'm saying? Because this beat's dope. This beat kind of brings it back, and you could almost yell rap on this track.
They baptized by your bra, she squirt like the River George.
You know what I'm saying? The beat, you could really jump on them. Like get into
like
that.
Telling the cat from Cap Low. Remember Cap Low?
Maybe.
Niggas born trying to prove that the earth flat, that's not.
I like your lyrics. I just think you need more volume.
That's why you got mad, because of that part.
Go louder. Sometimes when artists record, they can hear themselves too loud, and then they end up spitting really low because they really hear themselves. If you lower your own volume, that you almost have to shout to hear yourself, then you'll come out a little more aggressive on the track, and you can really hear yourself. You know, I'm just talking more about emphasis and clarity, enunciation. That's all I want to say. It's dope though. I like it. And at the end, the sample, you could probably shorten that a little bit. It was a long sample, and I get it. It's dope. But I would cut that in half, best way you can, speed it up. You know what I'm saying? Short and sweet. That's all I would say. But I like it. I like Lord Galaxar's lyrics and his delivery.
All right.
That's it.
What you say, Myeoshe?
I didn't get to hear it.
That was fire. It's dope.
It was dope.
Like the rhymes and everything. I see what that's. You know, it works. It works. Let them do the MCing thing. All right, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next up now we've got.
I'm on the podcast. I can't talk right now. All right.
We've got DJ Aurora Borealis.
Aurora Borealis.
And from the holy city of New York, the name of the track is Benedict the 16th. Here we go, Benedict the 16th.
That beat is crazy.
There you go. So we've got 3 songs happening at the same time right here. There's this song. Dun, dun.
Crazy, right?
That's one song right there. And you could build on that. And even that works right there. Okay, right there, that works. Those other organs that come in kind of are another song. You know what I'm saying? And then right here, there you go.
Oh man, storyboard.
So this guitar needs like some reverb or something. A delay effect. You gotta add effects to that guitar.
Ooh.
Bass drum, give it more thump. Okay, you get the idea. But yeah, it needs some work. It needs some work. And then those organs you were putting in there were kind of in a whole different song, whole different key. So I would, you know, watch out for that. Stick to your build and make sure if it doesn't feel amazing to you, it's not the right thing to do. If you add something to your beat and you don't feel like this tingle or this amazing, like, oh, this is perfect, then it's not the right thing. It's got to always feel amazing. Otherwise, don't put it in there. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're just adding layers, and at the end you just take stuff out. Okay.
That's fire. Yeah, that's dope.
That's hard.
All right, right?
You should.
It is.
Whoa.
You
What is that?
You should.
NFT?
No, this is fire. Huh?
What is that, an NFT?
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna get in touch with. Is that me?
Songs in my head. Infamous Galaxar says, that was dope.
Yeah, that beat was fire.
Okay, here we go.
It's dope.
Our final submission is the grand finale. The one and only. Ka Zodiac.
Hey.
What up, Kai?
Let's go.
Gunshot already.
This track is called Illuminati Teardrops.
Wow, that's crazy.
Hey.
How appropriate.
Right, that's
for
what I'm
this
saying.
show.
That's crazy. He's
tune.
in tune. I was just gonna say because he's in tune.
Well, the crazy part is that
He's enlightened.
Exactly.
he submitted this before the show even started.
Wow, he has his pineal gland on.
It's definitely on.
Somebody should stop lying.
Okay, here we go.
Perhaps some humans, rare humans, have mutated to have another sense. A spirit sense. Maybe the eye really is some kind of window to the soul.
Ooh.
Date this girl. Continue on like this. Being hurt and don't heal. acting like you don't feel. Rain is tears of the planet, racist fears of the planet don't disappear or just vanish. When the badge is on, gun salute, the young they shoot, chillin' on they mother's stoop, they cover truth and back to work and bust another Capricorn. Curse the day these bastards born. This is higher alchemy. This is lyric magic porn, Chaldean priest majesty. My feet defeated gravity, levitation spell equation, alcohol academy. The sound of wars and agony. I cast a spell, collapse and hell you doubting your reality. Vapor life escape at night, clouds in your anatomy. Frozen tears, close your ears, sirens of the overseers. Violence is they so career, the children ain't supposed to hear. The villains hit the zodiac and covered up the chronosphere. So with each step I hear the grinding of the broken gears, screeching in the atmosphere by fools that can't control or steer to navigate the map of fate. Praying but they don't appear, every action has its weight, but hate has made it so unclear. Spirits in the stars we considering to travel here. Whispers in the Boston clinic, fears that make you doubt your ears. Doctors harvest organs, bags of fetuses, the last frontier. It is that severe, seeing through the glass veneer. Smoky river, hold the trigger, spilling out the holy river. Got us paranoid when it's hot. We ain't supposed to shiver, frozen picture caption it. A shorty holding packages, but still ain't tall enough to reach the cookies on the cabinet. But living ghetto fabulous, who put us in this labyrinth? Mage runner, matrix, mother filled the spirits pushing me. Resurrect but never left, they throwing ancient books at me. Gnosis in the scribes, some say hope isn't alive. I know they cried when I arrived, they turned their eyes and couldn't look at me. OG ancestor, older guards inside pulling me, that told me raise my vibe above the frequency the bullets see. So I'm ghosting like Will Smith, and after Earth you worry about the afterlife. Ain't mastering what's after birth, spite will slay your life away. If you ain't getting past your early kids, so many worlds in his back, but doesn't have a shirt, how that work? Look at me, they claiming that I couldn't be Moroccan missionary. Got high for the dignitary, a lock of the dictionary to the code to spell the lightning bolt of liberty that broke the bell. Fast design the mouth and tongue portal, bring the breath alive. Eternal people, that's a lie. Pay your karmic debts and fly. Islam is world masonry, measuring the window pane. Have you felt the widow's pain? Breath of the soul behind it, fogging up our polar alignment. Most don't know they soul's assignment, bodies on the gold consignment. There's no refinement, cause the way we're trying to live's insane. Someone passing on the jewelry that they gave to me. Preserve it, cause the world to shift. Give them to your babies, please. Mystic shrine janitors, hitting all the ancient keys. Elevate your standards and you want to race, no love to waste. Trying to kill the heirs before we come for all our funds and states. Bloods will really funds the state. The evil couldn't touch the gate. Damn, a man screaming, you ain't gotta shoot me. Blam, my news feed is like a horror movie. Gentrify your Gemini, Harlem beauty, harshest cruelty, Blackfoot's matter. Cheyenne, mind plan, Iroquois, Confederate. Last of the Mohicans, but my spirit joy is evident. These years were more irrelevant. Our tears destroy your settlements. Blood of sorrow, never hate today what you could love tomorrow. Young Apollo prophet, spit a melanated chocolate chip. Gyps Ahoy evidence. I seen the cookie crumble on your rich and poor experiment. The mother's ships, the mother's hips, and hers are inheritance. They pollute our sacred root to murder our intelligence. Poison father sky and mother earth, it wasn't negligence. The griot made the trees grow, the gringo made the gringo. Every negro needs to grow, following a TV show, swallowing their ego slow. Self-esteem assassin dream, imagine you the CEO. Corporation war persuasion, honest to the phony. Babe, my heart is too strong, the arms of hate can never hold me. Cops to the devil's cronies take the life of an innocent child, but they get checks and trophies. Special ribbon ceremonies, pizza in the office with the extra anchovies. Constantinian hegemony, older than the sun and moon, eternal my true age. Bulletproof hoodie on my back like I'm Luke Cage. We're living in the new crusades. Blood is on the Mason Ape and trumpets in the stadium. Trumps in the Illuminati called original Arabians. Musalam, I played to win and pray within between the two pillars in my cranium. Better days are coming, this I know it cause I'm making them. Some will reach the mountaintop yet, it wasn't made for them. They locked in stone, robotic clones operating bombs on drones like cowards, puppets found beneath the secret subterranean. Number one beloved son, make America great again. Back in the hands of true believers, once the fakes condemn, I stand and woke again. Still balanced in my yoga's in. Years to think the tears of ink, my hand and can't control this pen. The law is writing conscience, lighting through the hands of broken men. Tell the truth and don't pretend consistently. It's hard to hype and spitting out the golden phlegm. Clear my throat, these tears and note, bringing back the soul again. Drifted in the solar wind. Yo, wipe your tears, cause light is here, emotion, cloud strategy. Clear your eyes, no fear to rise, overcome the tragedies. Tears of the all-seeing eye that's staring back at me. Through the looking glass, I'm aware we're all family. Wipe your tears, cause light is here, emotion, cloud strategy. Clear your eyes, no fear to rise, to overcome the tragedies. Tears of the all-seeing eye that's staring back, and when I look at you, I look at me. Your eyes contain the galaxy.
Wow. Your eyes contain y'all.
You're one. All connected in the circle. So if you hurt me, you hurt you. Illuminati.
That was
wow.
Mother's hip. Yeah.
That's a lot to digest all
That
at once.
is a lot, and that showed me a different side of him.
Yeah, perfect for the Killah Priest show. Like he's exactly where he needs to be for promotion for this, because fans of Priest will definitely appreciate Ka Zodiac, man.
That was different. Dude, that was dope.
So good.
He gave me like Tupac, like, but on a whole nother level.
Yeah.
And I never heard a softer side of him. So, wow, that was dope.
It was a lot.
Man.
A lot to take in on.
It's like watching a movie.
Right.
Ka Zodiac, brilliant.
All truth, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Any last minute submissions? Nope. Okay, so that concludes the song promotion segment. If you guys are interested in submitting for the next show, which is Monday, go to killerpriest.tv/song promo. The link is in the description.
And
yeah,
got the video. The video. Yeah. I got the video. Brothers Letter.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Gotta show a little bit of that.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right, man.
For y'all premiere to be out Friday. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna give y'all a little bit of man. It's gonna be crazy.
Just a taster.
Yeah. I might have my man shut it.
Now I got the trailer, and then I got the whole thing,
I guess you get it with the
and then I got a snippet.
snippet, I think.
Okay.
The trailer. I haven't seen the trailer.
I ain't seen the trailer either. How long is the trailer?
Oh wait,
How long is the
no, they're
snippet?
all the same.
Oh, they're all the same.
Oh, I take it back. One of them's just 4K.
Okay.
So yeah,
4K
I know.
is
I got the video, 4K video, which is about 3.5 minutes long, and then I got the trailer.
Or just play the video.
It's up to you.
It's up to you.
I haven't seen the trailer yet. Trailer girls.
The trailer's 20 seconds.
You want to do the trailer or you want to do the video?
I haven't seen the trailer. All right, yeah, go ahead, play the.
Here we go. Here's the trailer. Hold up. Let me get to this mode right here.
Coming soon.
Freak out, yo.
Video will be dropping Friday. That's the trailer. That's my first time seeing it.
Yeah.
Nah,
And then whenever you want me to play the video, I'll play the video.
exactly. I feel like I played him on that one. Word. That was my first time seeing it. Yeah. All right. That's it.
All right.
With the Friday.
What else? Any other updates?
That's it. There we go. Red Sun. What up, man? I see Red Sun in a minute, man. How you been? Shout out to Red Sun in the building, Philly place.
You know, we got somebody who submitted an instrumental to be considered for a royal priesthood. You aware of that?
Somebody what?
Submitted a track Triple JC. He put together a track for his mixtape.
Oh yeah, shout out to Triple JC, Australia.
I don't know if he wants me to. I don't think he wants me to play it. But
he's definitely one of the ones too.
Yeah.
Out there in Australia. Yeah, we worldwide.
So I see you, Triple JC. I got your email.
Oh.
Yeah.
Red Sonny said he's good. No doubt.
You want to talk about conflict. You just launched Comprehending Light.
Hey. Yeah, ever showed me so much love for this.
Yeah. If you guys haven't seen that video, check it out. Comprehending Light, Priest premiered that a day ago, yesterday.
Let's do it.
Check that out.
We take y'all out with that. Yo, thank y'all for coming to the Podcraft. We'll see y'all Monday. And, you know what I mean? Echoing light for eternity, yo.
All right.
All right. Peace and blessings.
See y'all on Monday.
I just been diagnosed with being borderline and CPTSD. That means I'm bothered by loved ones around me, but I hate when they leave. My girl says she can't take it no more. She thinks I'm crazy. Her suitcase is stacked at the door. It's your fault you hate me. I've been reading books lately and getting back in shape at the gym, lifting weights. No pastries, looking slim, but my hairline's kinda thin. I've been reading books on self-identity and help with memory. Foods for proper health, dose, kelp, and plenty greens. The sound of light, the impact of love, the force of divinity, the crown of Christ, empathic hugs, loss and misery. The clouds ignite, clashing above as I walk into history. The mountains unite, I am and I was, talking to victory. I carry my cross, my ankle shackled to a chariot horse, being pulled past Joseph and Mary with force. My lost memories of the manger, every child was endangered from the time they enslaved us and studied our behaviors. Hog-tied and crucified and bloodied our saviors, but we're the alphas and omegas, the Malcolms and the greatest. Within asylum, I made this album with the sages. Mr. Universe, cell units around the earth. Music you can search and tune to the church is like mushrooms to the Smurfs. Only one blue with a skirt. In the forest of the happily ever after. To the art on the rocket to Nebula chapters. The glory of his majesty. They throw stones like they Pharisees. During the time of Rome and the Sadducees. Codependency, no chemistry. As I received the scrolls from entities. They will hear, believe, and know my flows of ministry. To those who left for years, then return, I show sympathy. And those who cheer with tears who just got into me. Finally found what you've been searching for. Something different, new experience with a verse this raw. So intelligent, so pure, no need to look no more. Just listen to the hook and recall as I open up my book while tea pour. And the light shineth in darkness, and the darkness comprehended not. The same came for a witness to bear witness of the light. I got light, broken dreams, but the glow, fixed a new hope for King Machiavelli. He was in the world, and the world knew